getting dicey.
I do just realize I need to just make some quick changes to the layout because people are in different positions.
I don't mind being Adam Captain Morley.
Last week.
Oh no, I do. I mind you being Captain Morley.
Oh my god, imagine if we had a session where everyone had to play someone else's character.
I reckon here's an idea for a magic
Like a
spell.
brainstorm
Just swap
answer.
our brains around. That would be freaking amazing.
Like the frog,
Brain.
except not.
I had
Would it be
actually
like
planned for something similar to
Captain
that.
Lorros?
That
That would
was
be
something,
so cool.
and then I thought, "Ooh, that'll be a way to make everyone pissed off at each other. That'll be great." Let's maybe
we'd all be very
It
conscious
would
of the fact
also
we were
be.
yelling.
It would be really hard to actually like get your head around what your character can and can't do as well. Like learning a whole new character sheet.
The nuances of Lorros Jotaro would be hard to
There is no nuances.
grapple
It's
with.
headaches.
No.
Come on.
Oh, that's the joke. Yeah.
Sorry, Adam. I take everything literally.
I'm gonna go fucking nuts. That's
I
how I
don't
just
do
get into that
jokes.
headspace. All right.
Literal. Everything literally.
All right, are we ready to start? We've played the intro, we've done the recap. I think we're ready to go. The last thing that occurred, as per the recap, was a bolt flying out of Morley's crossbow, shattering the window, cutting the conversation downstairs, just cutting that completely. And Morley, you hear the talking of a voice behind that door. Actually, let's get some Burgomaster Mansion sounds happening. The voice behind that door just stops, and you can hear footsteps making its way across the room and up to the door. You can hear what sounds like keys and the door unlocking. And the door opens up, and a man that you can only assume is Isaac steps out rather hurriedly. This is the first time you really get a good look at him. He's got a bit of a buzz cut going on. He's quite a strong looking guy, and this is the first time also that you get a good look at the arm that he's got. And it's just got these barbed spines running down and around it. He's got at the end of his hands just these really elongated fingers and these long nails.
Good for playing the piano.
yeah.
The nails though, they'll get in the way.
Oh, that's true. So bad for playing the piano, I guess, in that case.
Well, if he trimmed them, he could have a career. Anyway, are we off track?
It's like ET, but all of his fingers are that long.
Yeah. He sort of steps out of that room and hurriedly walks down south away from you, Morley, as he makes his way towards that window. Is there anything you're going to do? Should we turn to like an initiative order for this, or what are we wanting to do here?
Just let us away with everything.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
free
we're trying to
actions
avoid
for
going into
everyone.
initiative by being stealthy, right?
I'm just trying to sneak into the open door unseen and grab Ireena
Okay.
if she's in there. Well, I need to assess the situation in the room first.
Charge in.
I'm like
I
inside
think-
this room at the north.
I-
I'm like peeking out behind Morley also.
I think we're going to need to move to an initiative order because of what's going on. So, let's all click your tokens and let's roll initiative. I think that's going to be the best way forward.
Oh, finally, I get a decent fucking roll.
What'd you get?
Oh, everyone killing the
And
game.
it's to call their rolls.
19.15.
What's up with you guys and your decimal places? I got a 19.
It's
Hey,
to, it's to
6.
differentiate when people call.
No, but I never get them.
We have
Yeah,
to
that's the
select
setting.
an option on
Yeah.
Roll20. And
Dave clued me into it.
What did you roll there, American?
I rolled a 16.
Did you click your token?
Yes, I did.
right
I
there.
did.
Sorry, I didn't, and I rolled an 11.
You guys, I swear
Sorry.
to God.
I did click it.
I'm just here to annoy you, Reagan. I'm really sorry.
I don't even see your character, Joe. Where is?
I'm right behind Morley.
All right, there we go.
She's behind you.
She was behind me the whole time. All right, let's add you in there, American. And you rolled what, a 16?
16.
Cool. And Lorros, what did you
And
roll?
11. And 11.
Okay, cool. Let's get you on there. 11. And I'm just going to roll for Ismark as well. Just in case he's needed for anything. And finally, the Burgomaster. All right.
Yeah, Ismark needs to talk the Burgomaster down.
Okay, from descending order. At the top of the turn, look at that. Top of the turn order is Captain Morley.
4 9
Yeah. So you know what I'm about.
Actually, what's your Dex modifier, actually? Because I need to look at Isaac's, because you both rolled a 19 here. What's your Dex modifier?
Well, Morley's a 19.15.
Yeah, I had the
So his
differentiator
Dex
on.
mod, it adds,
My
it adds
Dex mod
that
is 2 plus 2.
So, and what was your, sorry, Morley?
Yeah, +2 as well.
Okay, so everybody's got a +2 modifier, so you've all rolled 19.15. So
How do you split it?
there is like a. I'm just gonna. I'll leave it as it is. I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
Cool.
At the top of the turn. Yeah. Let's go with Morley.
And it's like
let the machine do its work.
Yeah.
Don't interfere with artificial intelligence. It won't like that.
Over to you, Adam.
All right, you know my game plan. I'm gonna swivel in this door that's been unlocked and left ajar, I'm assuming. And I've got 2 objectives here. One is to scope the room for danger in Ireena and go.
Okay. Let's let you know. You sort of edge your way around that door frame, and you see at the edge of this bed, Ireena. She has her hands in front of her, and they're bound. She has her ankles bound together as well. She has a piece of cloth around and over her mouth and tied at the back of her head. The other thing you notice...
Don't worry, baby. Your man's come to save you.
The other thing... Do you say that? Isaac hears that.
Also, Ireena hears that and no longer has any interest in you.
Okay, that's the end of the adventure.
That's
We
Call
lost.
it there.
all right. That's all right. I've got some descriptions. Hopefully you can get that microphone working again. The other thing you notice in this room is the dolls. There are just dolls everywhere. The room is full of these little dolls with powder white skin and auburn hair. Some of them dressed beautifully, some of them quite plainly. Some of the dolls fill a long bookshelf, and others are arranged in neat rows on wall-mounted shelves. There are others just piled atop the rest of the bed that Ireena is sitting on. And there's a sort of heavy wooden chest in the room as well. What's most odd, and this is something that you've kind of expected by this point, is that they all look the same, except for their clothing. They all look like Ireena.
At least they're not real dolls.
Is it still my turn, or do you want to call it at me doing the shushing?
No, you still get an action here, and you've got more movement if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna dash in and attempt to put her over my shoulder. No, forget that. That's a stupid idea. I'm gonna try and unbound her ankles.
Oh,
I'm gonna
right.
try and free her legs.
So you run into the room, sort of stand in front of her, crouch down and start. Yeah.
I'm not gonna start untying anything. I'm pulling out my dagger and I'm gonna just try and get him off in one quick swoosh. I presume that she's got some sort of cloth manacles, is how I'm picturing it, or rope, and I'm trying to cut through the rope or the.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
No.
cool. Yeah. Let's just put you in the room as well, just so we know exactly where you are. So yeah, you'll spend your turn cutting through that. So that's totally fine. for your turn, we can assume by the start of Ireena's turn, her ankles are free. Next in the turn order is Isaac. Having seen that the glass has just been like the window completely shattered, he picks up on the fact that there's no glass inside, and he grabs the ring of keys at his side, runs back to this door, slams it without even looking, and locks the door.
Oh.
American, I'm going to need to just get a stealth roll from you. I know it's got like a +10 because you've got your stuff, so you're probably pretty good.
So has he locked it from the outside?
Correct.
Ooh. I rolled a 12 plus 3 for 15, so it's 25 with my stealth modifier.
Yeah, perfect. You're still
my spell.
You're sort of tucked away into the dark there, so he can't see you, and he's not really focused on looking anyway. And he locks this and spends the rest of his turn heading back to that window, of which he peers out down into the darkness outside the house, sort of reaches out with his big mutant hand and just snaps his finger and creates fire in the palm of his hand, so he can sort of look out over the yard. It is Ismark's turn downstairs, and Ismark is not really, he's not doing anything. He's heard the shattering from upstairs, and he's just focusing on whatever it is Baron Vargas is going to be doing. It is our Baron's turn.
So I'm sitting in the nice smoking room.
Yeah.
With the Burgomaster and his 2 giant dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Lorros is there and Ismark. Did we hear any loud bang? Or what does it look like? We're just fine.
What are you asking? Sorry, like you heard the shattering of the glass.
We heard that.
Yes.
Oh. What do you think that was? Someone's dropped a tea tray or something.
Yeah, like it's yeah, it's like the sound of shattering, like the sound of shattering glass, not the sound of like a broken cup on the ground or anything like that. It's like a decent loud shatter that you heard.
Yeah, someone could have dropped their bottle.
Maybe the maid dropped a vase.
Is that that's right, Lorros. Is that a vase?
I heard.
A vase?
Vase, I don't know.
I'm going to open up my bag and look through it. Does it look like the Burgomaster is freaking out, or does he look?
Yeah, there's like some serious concern on his face.
Okay. I'm going to say that's concerning.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
Now I got a question. I've got if I do a spell and it has verbal and somatic and that sort of stuff, can I do that subtly?
Yeah. I mean, I'd give you a stealth. If it was to do with your hands, I'd get you to do a sleight of hand roll. If it's to do with verbal, I'd let you do a stealth roll to see how quietly and how discreet you could do it. Sure.
I might pick up my bag in front of my face and then do it. What is that? And I'll pick it up and I'm just going to cast Unseen Servant.
Okay. What is Unseen Servant?
Oh, it creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless medium form that performs simple tasks at my command. So it's nothing, it doesn't do any attacks or anything like that. It can like clean up your room and things like that.
Okay, all right. And was this one a verbal or a somatic? What was this one?
Well, it's both verbal, somatic, and material.
Yeah, cool. Give me a sleight of hand to see how discreetly.
Oh, sleight of hand. That's a +2. I don't want to get rid of this 100 that I rolled.
It was pretty annoying.
2 + 2.
Oh no!
Oh, a 4. Okay. You still cast your spell.
Pretty good at them, yes. Yeah.
How did you want to? Maybe we can draw something like a little ghost that you can drag around or something as your own little token. How did
Yeah,
you
I think I'd do like that behind my bag.
yeah. Okay. Cool. Because of the roll of a 4, it is sort of seen out the side. Like it is obvious to anyone in this room that you're doing something.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just be like, oh, this is like an earthquake. And then I'm going to get Unseen Servant to just knock something off the top of the, of the top of the fireplace, like a candlestick or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
Nice.
subtly though, just push it over, not like whack
Very
it,
localized
not like
earthquake.
not like a ghost. Yeah. Whoa.
Localized entirely within your kitchen.
Epicenter right here.
From The Simpsons.
That was from The Simpsons.
The classic steamed
Oh, that's
ham.
steamed ham. Yeah, okay. And that's my turn.
Okay, that's your turn. Okay. We're going to go back upstairs to American.
Seeing him come back and lock the door, I'm just like freaking out. Like, oh no. Polly and Ireena are locked inside. So, he's got the keys. Has he pocketed them? Is he holding them? Like,
He's just clipped them onto his belt, like one of his
God,
belt
no.
loops.
Why do you have to be so organized and like clip them? I don't know what to do. There's nothing I can do.
You're saying that?
Yeah, I scream. There's nothing I can do.
Isaac hears that? No, sorry.
Yeah. Fireball.
I think I'm just going to try and distract him further because I know Morley is a dab hand at lockpicking, so I'm hoping he can lockpick his way out. And I'm like, there's no need to panic and blow our cover quite yet. So I'm going to use the Gust cantrip. And I'm going to create some whispers outside the window to further draw his attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So-
sort of whispers are you just, can he make out any of the words or...
I don't think I can't make it say actual words, but I want to
right.
like create a gust of wind outside the window that could sound like people are whispering outside.
That cannot inflict... It just says, yeah, you create a sensory effect that cannot inflict harm. So I would absolutely allow that to have like the sound of whispers.
Yeah, I can elaborate because that's a bit like condensed for some reason, but it says you create a sensory effect using air, such as causing leaves to rustle, wind to slam shutters shut, or clothing to ripple in a breeze. So it's like I'm just going to make some windy noises. That sounds suspicious.
Yeah. I think that's...
Like how it goes for it.
I think that's totally fine. Yeah, you create sort of like a few whispery sounds from outside. Is there any movement that you'd like to do? Or a bonus action
I'm just
that you'd
going
like
to
to do?
stay where I am, and I'm just going to wait and see what happens.
Okay, we're going to go back downstairs now. And it is the Baron's, the other Baron's turn, the Burgomaster's turn, who stands up from his chair. And he sort of talks to, what word am I trying to figure out right now? He voices to everyone in the room, none of you move. I'm going to go upstairs and check that out. And he leaves one of his mastiffs with him in the room and takes another one of his mastiffs with him. So he basically walks across the room and closes the door behind him. None of you really have any idea where he is since you're unable to see him at this point. But you do hear his footsteps make their way sort of out towards the foyer of that room where you know there were stairs and an entry into the house.
I just read Unseen Servant, and it takes one action plus 10 minutes. So I've never seen one. This is one action plus 10 minutes. So I just thought it was one
yeah.
action or 10 minutes. So that didn't happen.
Okay. Okay.
Up to you.
Okay. All right. But it didn't. He didn't seem to care about that anyway.
No,
So
didn't do anything.
he did
Wow.
not care. I'm just gonna move upstairs as well. You noticed that as he got to the sort of the edge of what happened? What am I doing? No. As he got to the doorway, you saw him sort of picking up his pace. And I'm having a hell of a time trying to grab and move tokens right now. So we'll just end his turn and head to Lorros, sitting downstairs.
Yeah, I'm really annoyed that my initiative was so low because I was hoping to block the door. But never mind.
That would have gone well.
Well, it was going to be really subtly done. It was going to be perfectly done in my mind, but never mind. So I'm just going to look at Baron and going, do we panic now? We have a dog. I'm not sure what to do. I'm just going to sit there looking at him, kind of fumbling with my axe. I really want to hurt someone, but I can't.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm not sure. Do we panic now?
Let's not panic. The noise upstairs, we both know what that might have been.
Yeah.
One of us knows.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's go have a look what it was. Or not. I don't. Full of indecision.
I think what I'll do, I'm gonna just toss like a food ration to the mastiff,
Yeah.
just to keep him distracted, so we can kind of maybe leave the room without him getting too upset.
Yeah, make him roll animal handling. See if he can charm it with his barbarian nature.
Whoa. You very much put words into Dave's mouth there, Joe. Dave just wanted to throw a treat.
I just
at the
want to throw
dog.
him some food and
Yeah,
give it. If I decide to talk, well, I could spend 10 minutes trying to talk to him, but I really can't be bothered.
You can also just be nice to it.
I'm just going to throw
That's
some
what giving
food.
food is, right?
Yeah,
I'm just going to throw it some food and let it.
What are you pulling out of your satchel there?
Just a crappy old food ration that I've got stashed away. It's probably like months and months old, but
Good
3 years
description.
old.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Probably-
You throw it and it just lands next to the dog, who just gives it like a quick sniff, and because of its age and because of the state of it, just ignores it completely.
Oh, geez, that's still good. I'll go get that back in a minute.
Anything else from Lorros?
Seeing his disdain at it, I'm just going to wander over and grab it and put it back in my pet satchel because I'll lay down and sit back on the couch.
The moment you go to stand up, the dog just starts snarling and growling at you.
Still going to go over and get it.
So you're just going to like walk towards
Just
the
calmly,
dog?
not staring at it, not even looking at it. I'm just going to calmly walk across, pick it up, walk
backward.
back, walking away and ignoring the dog completely. I'm not going to look at it. He can growl all he likes. I'm going to completely ignore it.
Okay. Yeah, so you reach down to grab the ration.
Mhm.
And as you pull your arm away from it and go to move away, the dog launches at your arm.
It did want it.
It did want it. Okay, fine. Clearly I thought it didn't want it. Misread that.
It has rolled a 19.
Oh,
Everyone rolls 19s.
what's this wrong with 19?
Yeah.
Normal.
19 is a hit.
And it just like sinks its teeth into your arm, Loris, doing 3 piercing damage. Could I get a strength saving throw from you as well, please?
Sure. Strength saving roll. It's that. I rolled a drum roll, please. I rolled a 12.
Total of 12. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So the dog tries to like wrestle you to the ground by pulling on your arm, and it loses its grip off your arm. But it is now in quite a aggravated state, and I am adding it to the turn order.
Silly dog. Silly dog.
yeah. It was, yep. Silly dog.
The dog's there.
could have
That is
could have
Lorros' response to
done
me.
could have
It's
done
just like,
anything to try
silly
and
dog.
placate the dog as you approached it, but no, silly dog.
Yeah, silly dog. Biting a Goliath. That seems really dumb.
All right, so you can definitely walk back to the chair.
No, I think I'll stand by it now.
So he's okay. All right.
You're gonna bite me? Fine, bite me. You know, that's be it on you, you silly little critter.
All right.
You should eat the ration.
That'll
Eat the
teach
dog.
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Both crossbow.
Ozzy Osbourne the dog.
Both actions.
Shove the ration into the dog and then eat the dog.
Bite it. Yeah. Dog doesn't want the ration. I'll prove that it doesn't want the ration, and it will lose its fate. You know, it'll straight down its throat. You eat this, and I'm gonna eat you.
Wow.
Okay.
I thought the big character conflict would be Isaac, but it's this dog.
Yeah. Sorry, Tim. It is Ireena's turn. Obviously, there's no. She's now managed to have Morley help her remove the bindings around her feet, and she, with tears in her eyes, she's got like really wide eyes. She's got tears in them. She just holds her wrists out towards Morley to help to try and get the ropes around her wrists cut as well. And she's maintaining complete silence throughout this. It is the Mastiff's turn, who's entered at the top of the turn order.
You roll a 19 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he rolled like a 20, I think.
22.
Oh, 22. Total of 22. Yeah, so it rolled a correct 20. So the dog is just growling and snarling. I'm gonna roll a dice. I'm gonna roll a D20. If it's 10 or under, it's just going to continue growling. If it's 11 or higher, it's going to start barking. So I'm just going to roll that. No modifiers, just a straight roll. It has rolled a 14. So this Mastiff in this room with you, Lorros, has just started, as we've said before, letting off its nut.
Oh no.
Typical
dog.
Morley.
I lit off my nut too.
Of course you do.
Everybody lets up in that.
Morley, back with you in the room with Ireena.
Wasn't expecting him to lock that door, if I'm perfectly honest. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, so this has been quite a surprise. You've entered this room and you crouched down in front of Ireena and started cutting the bonds around her ankles, and the door is just shut, and you've heard that key turn and lock. And not only that, but you now hear like footsteps coming up the stairway and a dog going mental downstairs.
What was that noise? It's a little squeak from somewhere.
That was me. I was going,
American panicking.
Amazing, amazing
I
squeak.
turned into a mouse.
Okay, now I could use my turn to cut the rope off her wrists, but that seems like a waste of a turn when she's got mobility with her legs now. So instead, I'm going to use my turn to move over to the door. I'm obviously going to try the door.
Mm-hmm.
Find it's locked, and I'm going to try and get out my thieves' tools and unpick that sucker.
Give me a stealth roll.
Plus 10.
Oh god, stealth, don't fail me now.
That's your
Oh,
thing,
sorry.
right? You're a good rogue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had advantage on, I think.
That's right. Take the first roll.
19, I think, is my first roll.
Cool.
And plus 10.
Plus 10.
Whoa.
29?
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you check the door silently, and you get to work with your thieves' tools. Did you set up your thieves' tools so you can click them to roll?
I haven't done anything different since last time. I wouldn't know how, to be
So that would
honest.
be a no.
Okay, that's okay. You should just be able to, on your character sheet, click thieves' tools. I just made a quick adjustment on there so it's clickable
Oh.
in
It
your
just
tool
doesn't,
proficiencies.
doesn't do anything for me, unless I'm clicking in the wrong place. Oh,
He's clicking in the wrong place.
was I?
Did you
Were
find
you?
it? It's in your tool proficiency and custom skills.
It's on the left.
Bottom.
Oh, fuck. Oh, those
Bottom
things.
left-hand tool.
You're looking at
Sorry.
inventory, were
Sorry,
you?
everyone.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
don't click
Yeah.
inventory. Click in the tools proficiencies tab.
Um,
There you go.
Okay, well, roll of a 3 plus your 5 proficiency. You're struggling with this one. Maybe it's the tense scenario that you're in at the moment.
Sweaty palms.
Performance
Yeah.
anxiety. It's performance
You lock
anxiety.
it twice.
Yeah.
Double rockets.
Oh no.
Those tricky locks.
Yeah. So unfortunately
okay.
for this round, you haven't unlocked the door.
Well, I'm going to use the rest of my movement then, and just to play it safe, can I tell which way this door opens from looking at it? Like, does it open into the room, out of the room? And if it opens into the room, what way does it swing?
It opens out of the room and
Okay.
sort of out towards Murican, so to the north.
Again, not what I wanted to hear. How big's his beard? Do you reckon a human half elf? his bed.
His
Could
bed.
a half elf slip under that beard?
Yeah.
Scurry under?
Yep, I think you could probably. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oop. I'm gonna like dash back and like slide under the beard
Okay.
just for a second, just until I get the lay of the land about whether those footsteps are coming in or heading away.
Yeah, for sure. Baron, back with you downstairs.
God damn it.
Now this dog is just going mental. You've watched Lorros get out of his chair, pick up this ration, and walk away as this dog was like snarling and growling at him. And as he walked away, just launched itself at him and bit into his arm.
Are you okay, Lorros?
Yeah, I'm fine. He's got my arm, but he won't have it for long. Don't worry.
What are you
It's
going
not,
to do?
it's not the first thing that's bitten me.
Okay. It's very loud. Shh. Shh. Just
I'll
dog.
shush him. Don't worry.
no, not you, Loris. The dog. Shh. Loris. No, dog. What's the dog's name? What's his name?
What?
Oh my.
I'm going to try and placate the dog. Just be quiet. Shh. Shh.
Yeah, give me an animal handling.
Okay, that's just plus 0. 14.
14 plus 0. It's not enough.
Pretty good.
It would if it was just like a random animal that you were trying to get on your side. That would be great. This is a very, very angry dog at this
Damn, I
point.
should have offered it some cocaine. I mean, sorry, I mean, but I'm going to walk over towards the door.
Again, the moment you get up off the chair, this dog's attention like flicks to you, and it just
Yeah.
starts growling and sort of barking in your direction.
Ah,
So it doesn't have my arm in its mouth.
No. It like I said, it lost its grip on your arm.
Oh,
your strength roll succeeded.
Sorry, I said that.
Well, I'm freaked out by being stuck in a room with a dog. I'm going to reach behind me and open up the doorknob a little bit and push it open slightly.
Okay.
Slowly moving. As slow as I can in 6 seconds.
Yeah, nice. You look across. You sort of open up the door. Are you looking out, or are you maintaining like your focus in front of you?
I'm watching the dog.
Okay, yeah, cool. You just hear a voice sort of from behind you. Is everything okay in there?
No, not really. This dog is a maniac. Has bitten my very peaceful and calm friend.
He's not wrong. I am being totally calm.
Do you have a bandage?
And you can just hear the voice. Her voice is like, "Oh, I'll get one immediately."
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And then like the maid just sort of like just runs off down the hallway. Anything else from the Baron?
If I'm not being attacked, I am going to poke my eyes out and see if I can see anything in the hallway.
You can see the lady that you just asked for help is just sprinting down towards the west to try and find some bandages. The door across the hallway is still completely shut, but the chattering of women that you heard in there earlier has stopped completely. You can maybe hear someone just going shh, 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 shh.
Okay.
As, like,
And
they're
I don't
trying to
see the Burgomaster. Or...
No.
Okay. That's my turn. That's done.
All right. It's Ismark's turn, and Ismark just slowly stands up off the chair, and the dog again, its attention snaps to him, it's growling, and he's just going to spend his turn trying to calm this dog down. So we're going to roll animal handling with this one as well. All right. Oh, he's rolled very badly and succeeds in only having almost the Mastiff doesn't even notice Lorros now. It's just all attention on Ismark. He's just oh, well, that wasn't the right thing now, was it? And he sort of sits back down on the chair that he stood up from.
Well done, Ismark.
All right, we're going back upstairs. It is Isaac's turn. And having heard some whispers out on the wind, Isaac starts making his way east towards where you know to be the stairs. And you can hear, Morley, you can hear a conversation taking place between someone that you've never met, but it's a voice you don't recognize. In fact, I guess neither of the voices are ones that you recognize, having never heard either of these two men speak before. One of the voices, you can hear him say something about not being able to risk losing more of the hired help. You're not really sure what that means. And says, can you just go and check outside? We can't risk losing more of the hired help. That's what you hear. And then you hear another voice just let out a small affirmative grunt, and you hear someone walking down the stairs. And it is now Mirakin's turn.
Well, he hasn't noticed me yet. He's been distracted. So he sort of made moves towards the gust. He's looking out the window now, right?
He was, and he's now. You saw him walking east towards what you know to be the stairwell.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that. Okay, well that's good that he's walking a little bit further away. I kind of don't have. I mean, if he's no longer able to see me, I'm gonna run up and try and help unlock the door, I guess. But I don't really know how to unlock things, so it will probably go quite badly.
Do you even have any kind of thieves' tools or lock-picking tools?
I don't.
So there's not really any way you could kick the door in.
I'd have to improvise, or I want to get in that door.
It's been cut in half.
Tennis ball, huh?
Can you meld into stone?
Yeah, meld into stone, and what will be will be. I'll just be here in the stone. It's fine. I kind of don't want to make any noises trying to get in. I'm really nervous. I'm really worried about them in there.
Molly's probably appreciating the quiet time with Ireena anyway.
It's not really the time or the
It's not
place.
really that. Yeah, I'm not getting that kind of vibe. And then I notice a necktie on the door, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, I didn't see Molly leave that there.
Oh God, no, it's not the time. Okay, well, I'm gonna stand guard, and I'm gonna prepare. I'm just gonna stand guard. Honestly, I don't know what to do. Does anyone have any great ideas for me? Because I don't got none.
Can you grow some vines in the lock that will push the mechanism back?
I don't have anything that would be subtle.
You can ready.
I'd have to do it by force. I think.
Thunderstrike.
Yeah.
You rain lightning down upon the house.
Yeah. I have to. Now, I don't think I can do anything that's not going to be noisy. And I know Morley is our lock-picking guy. So I'm just going to stand guard and wait. And I also don't know if I should prepare a spell, because I don't want to burn all my spell slots on nothing happening. So I'm just going to wait and do nothing, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless anyone has any brilliant ideas.
Where are you?
I'm just out. I'm sort of outside the room that Morley and Ireena are locked in.
Are they going to come back, right? Are you hiding?
I'm kind of hiding in the shadows of the hallway, but I've got the spell that's making me more stealthy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she's in a hallway that has like a
Yeah.
doorway to like the library, the door to the room that Isaac came out of, the door to the bedroom that they were sort of planning on using as the getaway, and then an unknown sort of closed door at the back of the hallway.
Yeah, I'll just prepare another gust. If someone comes into view, I'll try and distract them with a last ditch, another whisper of the wind from somewhere unexpected.
So are you readying that, or?
Yeah, because it's a cantrip,
Oh, yeah,
so
cool.
I don't have to worry about the spell slot.
Okay, it is Vargas's turn, who spends. You can basically both Morley, Ireena, and Mirakin. You can just hear a slow pacing of someone sort of walking the hallways upstairs, and you can also hear just the sniffing and panting of a large dog as well. And Mirakin, you see at the end of the hallway just this enormous mastiff sort of enter that hallway, just the edge of it, and he's got his nose to the ground and he's just sniffing the ground.
Look out.
Lorros, back to you downstairs.
So remaining pretty calm and collected. I know everyone's expecting me just to bite the dog because that seems.
You have specifically said you bite anything that bites you.
Pretty much that has been my trend, and I think there's been about 4 things that I've bitten back after they've bitten me over Lorris's time in this campaign. So I'm going to surprise you all, and remaining cool and calm, I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out that piece of druid's tongue that I collected way back when, and offer it to the dog.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a second chance. So fine, you don't like my food. Maybe you'd like whatever this is.
All right, it's still an angry dog, so I'm still going to get an animal handling roll.
I'm not going to thrust it. Just gently place it in front of him.
Give me an animal handling roll to go
Not
with.
the tongue. Oh, no tongue.
I'm not going to say that.
Animal handling roll of a 15.
Yeah, perfect. So I was looking for a 10 or over, so that's great. You sort of wipe off a bit of the blood and reach into your satchel and pull out that tongue that you. Where did you get that from? You just pulled it out of the druid's
That was
mouth.
The old druid that
Oh, that's right.
I just cut her tongue out of her.
She bit it off and you
keep it off your tongue, so I collected it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you sort of like just offer it out to this dog, who just like snatches it out of your hands and sort of gets down onto its like haunches and sort of like drops it onto the ground and just starts chewing like it's a old dry piece of meat. Like it's really quite chewy, and it's just it seems to be completely placated.
Good boy. So I sort of lie down beside it and put my head next to his head as he eats this thing, just kind of watching him devour this tongue and really enjoy it. Like, yeah, good boy. That's what we do. We enjoy tongue. It's like a proud dad watching the dog eating this piece of carrion. It's like, yeah, I'm really stoked that the dog's now happy. I just want to stroke him on his back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's good. I think you've because you're now also down at its level. You go to get down to its level, and it looks up at you and growls at you as you sort of come down to its level, but then goes straight back to the tongue, and then and you start patting it. So it's quite cozy for you.
Cool.
All right, we're back upstairs with Ireena, who very slowly gets up off the bed and looks down underneath the bed with like a sort of like a questioning look. Like she's just and she whispers like, "Get out from under the bed."
Not yet.
She's like, "Is this your grand plan?"
I can fucking leave if you want me to.
And back downstairs, it's the Mastiff's turn, but we're just going to remove it from the turn order unless anything else occurs. Morley, back to you.
All right. I'll get out of the bed. I kind of slide out in one probably quite weird motion, like one of them water skippers, or legs like.
You should do the worm. You know that.
Dun, dun. I get out. Can I hear any activity in the hallway? Am I sensing any imminent danger, or do I feel like it's safe to get out and try and pick this lock again?
So you're hearing someone walking down the stairs, and you're hearing someone walking in the hallway outside the room. Not where Murican is, but on the other wall, the southern wall.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right. I'm gonna try and pick the lock, but I'm not gonna try and bust it open just yet. All right.
Give us a roll. Yeah, use your thieves' tools again.
Oh, fuck me days. That's awful.
One better than last time.
4 plus 5.
Yeah.
It's just a result to kicking the door down.
Yeah, unfortunately, Morley, you're having some serious
Performance anxiety.
You are a rogue, yeah? Just making sure. Yeah.
It's the lack of dexterity that the half elf has.
It's
not
just
the full elf dexterity. It's not happening.
All right.
It's not budging.
It's not.
We're having some nice, repetitive checks tonight. We've done 4 animal handling checks in a row.
Is there anything else in this room?
There's
Apart from
dolls.
dolls.
No, there's a
Dolls.
there's a treasure chest in there as well, like a big chest, a treasure chest, a chest.
A big chest.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Do you reckon that'd that chest would pop open if I gave it a wee
Well,
nudge?
don't use your thieves' tools, that's for sure. You walk over to it, and it's not even locked. You open it up, and there's just a heap of clothing in there, just wrinkled up clothing, and underneath you find like a small short sword. It's a non-magical one. It's just a standard short sword.
Leave that where it is.
Cool.
Okay. Like a burglar, I'll have a sprite.
Give it to Ireena.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right.
You hand the short sword to Ireena, who still has her hands tied together, by the way.
Well, actually, yeah. Okay.
Well, now she can undo it herself.
Instead of handing her the short sword, will you let me, as a bonus action, just run a blade through her ropes?
I will absolutely let there to be some kind of achievement on your turn.
Yay! I'm a hero, everybody.
You're still locked in the room, but you're a hero.
All right, cool. I do that, and I kind of kick the anything that was binding her wrists or ankles. I kick it under the bed so that if someone comes into the room, they don't just see some bindings on the floor. They just don't see any kind of anything.
Yep, that sounds good. Baron.
Sure does.
Baron, downstairs with you. The dog is in a drooly mess, and it seems Lorros may be as well.
Well, Lorros is kind of jealous that he lost the tongue, but because he was looking forward to that.
Oh, I'm gonna give an appreciative and nod to Lorros. Oh, well done, Lorros. Let's get out of here. I think I'm going to slowly push the door open and walk out into the hallway. I think we should make our leave of this place before he comes back and murders us.
Yeah. So you walk out into the hallway, and there's no one to be seen in this hallway. The chatter from the other side of that doorway to the south of you has kicked back up again.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to walk to the east, to the bottom of the staircase. We heard him above, didn't we? And the dog and something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just going to yell up, okay, I think we're going to be going. Thanks for your kindness and your hospitality. Had a bit of an incident with being bitten. But no harm, no foul. Okay. Well, beautiful town. I'll see you at the festival. And 5, 10. Probably can make it to there. About 10 feet from the front door.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And Ismark on his turn is right behind you, having been able to just leave that room without any problem whatsoever. It is Isaac's turn. And what's he doing? He's both Ismark and the Baron just hear someone running down these stairs that they're at the base of. And without giving you guys any sort of, without even looking in your direction, he just is sprinting past, pushes past you both, almost knocks you to the side as he goes running past, and you see this ginormous hand for the first time, and you know exactly who that is.
Big hand.
And he's just runs down the stairs and out of sight to the south of this building.
Is that Fisto?
American, over to you.
So this dog has appeared in the hallway.
Yeah.
Just by itself, no one with it?
You can't see anyone, but you've heard someone walking over there as well.
Oh, so I can hear someone close to the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh, Molly, hurry up in there. What are you doing in there?
Can I ask you a question about pass without trace? Now, I know it means you don't leave any tracks. What does that mean in regards to, like, smells?
Without trace.
Without any
It
trace?
it doesn't specify anything about smells.
It's not passed without trace except for smells.
Let me see if I can find the description of it.
There we go.
It's a lower level spell.
It's a veil of shadows and silence. Shadows and silence. You leave behind no tracks or other traces of its passage.
Other traces like scent.
Other traces
Yeah,
like
okay,
scent, any kind of traits
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Wow,
without.
that's
it.
pretty
I think
cool.
you could play it as an investigation of the dog versus a stealth play of American hiding. If you really wanted to do a check.
Well, let me ask you this, DM. Let's say that this spell was real and I cast it on myself at Auckland International Airport with a bag of apples.
Yeah.
And I walked through and one of the dogs came up to me. Would you expect that if I was able to pass without trace, would the dog alert? Or would the dog
the way that
without trace?
The way I'm reading it, because it specifically says it leaves behind no tracks or other traces. So I don't know. I'd say
It's tricky.
I think it's ambiguous for a reason. So I'm just going to.
It's in the name.
Without trace.
Or other traces. That would be smell to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which is why I asked.
I'm thinking of using my turn to like creep forward close to the dog and try and become friends with it, but that might be risky. Because
I think all spells should be explained as if being in Auckland International Airport. That was so good. It made it more real, didn't it?
I was trying to. No,
tense.
forget it.
Especially if you made
in
it
the
Auckland
airport.
International Airport right now where there is almost nobody there.
Yeah, and you've got a bag of apples.
A bag of
Doesn't
apples.
suit
me with a bag of apples.
You'll be the only
Passing
person
without
walking
trace.
through there trying to pass without trace. It would be
With the
difficult.
spell on me.
With the spell on you, it would
got the
still be
spell.
reasonably difficult being the only person walking through with a bag of apples.
Anyway, let's get back to American.
Sorry, distracted.
yes. Guys, I'm having so many decision crises right now. Should I risk the animal friendship? I'm thinking of doing an animal friendship spell on him, but it might make it worse. But I'm just gonna do it. I don't know, guys. This is so tense.
So
If
what are you
could
doing?
just
What are you
spell
doing
it
to
real
the
quick,
dog?
that would really help.
What are you trying to
And
do?
you would have
to
heard
the
me
dog?
yell from downstairs too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you absolutely would have heard the Baron
trying to do it
basically
real loud.
announcing himself leaving.
Yeah, I think I'm. Oh, God.
Could you make the dog turn on its master, American?
Well, I think I'm trying to read the spell, and it's quite
Take a breath.
ambiguous. Funny enough.
Take a breath. This is very, very tense.
Yeah.
What are you
Do you want me
trying
to
do?
like
What
show
are
you
you,
what the spell is, and we can decide what its scope is?
why don't you tell me what you want to do?
Describe it as if you're in the airport.
Yeah, make sure like for the Auckland International Airport.
So I'm thinking of trying to cast animal friendship on the dog so that
Okay.
it doesn't try to harm me. But basically my thing is like I would have to talk to it to do that, and I'm worried that I'll just end up exposing myself to its master who is surely nearby. Whereas if I've passed without trace and he probably can't smell my scent, then I'm probably better off not doing anything. But if I make friends with the dog, like, can we figure out if I can get it to like say like attack its master, because the spell is so ambiguous.
Well,
If I can get the dog in my pocket, that could help us in the future.
well, having a dog friendly to you doesn't suddenly mean it hates its owner.
I know this, but it is officially charmed if it fails, right? So it's an enchantment spell. So
But being
that's what
charmed
I'm
doesn't
trying to figure
necessarily mean you're anti.
Yeah.
But when you're charmed, you can be told to do stuff, right? So
Yeah, but
what
it
is
doesn't
the
endanger
scope of
you.
that?
Yep.
Can someone explain that to me? What is
I'm just
what
having
can
a
you
read
make
over it.
someone do when they're charmed? Is my question.
Yeah, charmed is a
Charmed is-
specific state.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
why
so
don't
that's
let's,
what I need to know.
let's just bring up Charms. Let's take a quick look and
Yeah.
see what it says.
The movie.
Yeah, let's turn that on. Let's put that on.
Yeah, that would be better than this.
Okay, so a charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability checks to interact socially with the creature. So you could theoretically charm it and then persuade it with a advantaged ability check to attack something.
That sounds hard.
So, sick 'em.
Probably not then.
You
You
would have
can't
to.
just give it orders and it will follow by the
Yeah,
sounds
it's
of
not
it.
like it's not
just
under
likes
your.
you.
It's not enthralled by you per se. It just means that
Right.
it's friendly towards you.
Yeah.
I completely misunderstood it.
So it could. I'm trying to figure out if this is actually a helpful thing to do, or if it's just going to screw us, guys.
I
Should I
think
just stay in the shadows and be boring as fuck?
Yeah.
It's
I think
tense. It's tense. It's okay.
It is tense. It's
hidden
fine.
is the main goal, right? Plan A,
Yeah.
remember? Plan A.
No one's been caught yet.
Yeah.
Plan A is
Yeah.
working so far.
Well,
Loose
it's
description
not
of
working
but
very
yeah.
well. It's not working very
It's
well.
not failing.
Working.
I'm
It's not
sweating.
failing. It's working.
Well,
Yes, it's a
slowly.
failure.
We haven't had anything like really explode in our faces yet. So
We've only been
Just-
bitten.
I've been bitten once, and the dog's now my friend, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Totally
yeah.
just
I'm
relax. It is a
chill.
tense situation. So let's just
Yeah.
what do you think American would do right now? Tell me
I
right now.
am
Tell me.
going-
Sorry.
Just relax, eh? I'm gonna
Chill, man.
just wait in the shadows and do nothing because it just feels like, yeah.
It's like jazz, American. Sometimes it's about the notes you don't play.
Oh, I love it.
So like if I was in the Auckland airport, I'd probably just
With
do
your
nothing.
clarinet.
So I'll do that.
Yeah.
So no
Busking.
movement, no nothing. You're just staying hidden in the shadows for now.
Yeah. Can you prepare an action to like help? Is that
yeah,
a thing?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I'm gonna just stand by and wait to help.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's the Baron's turn. Sorry, the Baron Vargas. There's a-
Baron. Two.
not Baron number 2, who suddenly comes into view for you, American,
Okay, that's a lot of rhyming.
Just as well he weren't talking to the dog.
and sort of places his hand down onto the Mastiff's sort of back, gives him a pat and says, good boy, what do you find? Tell me what you've got here." And we'll just let the Mastiff do an investigation roll. He's just rolled an 11. He just continues sort of sniffing the ground and walks further down the hallway. just sort of slowly makes its way up the hallway, down the hallway, across the hallway. Vargas sort of continues walking and sort of looks down at the ground and takes in the fact that there's like no glass that's been broken on into the room, and he also sort of just spends his turn just sort of leaning out over the window, looking down, and shouts out, "You see anything down here, Isaac?" And it is now Lorros' turn downstairs.
So while the dog's just kind of munching out on this tongue, and I'm kind of lying, I just want to check on it. Does it have a collar on around his neck?
Yeah, like one of those big studded leather collars.
Studded collars, yeah. That's what I was envisaging. Does it have like a little name tag on it?
No,
like every
no.
good.
No name tag.
Shit, he doesn't even bother telling people where his dog goes. What happens if the dog goes away? Anyway,
Is it registered at City Council?
Registered. Where's the council? Dog contact me here. No software, nothing. What kind of motor is this?
He is the council.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They should follow lead
He
by
should follow his
example.
own rules. If dog found, contact the council.
What an outrage, honestly.
Sorry.
The worst thing he's ever done.
Besides all the festival. Anywho, so while the dog's quite distracted with his tongue, right? He's happy with me being there.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to get my rope out of my backpack. I'm just going to start tying the rope around the collar, just kind of linking it. If the dog will allow me, I'm just going to sort of slip the rope underneath and tie it, and then I'm going to get up and like, come on, boy, let's go.
Right. Give me another animal handling for this one. You're trying to take a dog now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not quite an owlbear, but it's a dog.
14. It's not going to be enough for this one. I was setting this one at 15. It is friendly towards you. And you stand up and you sort of put the rope onto the collar. And you go to walk across the room. You tell it, yeah, come on. And it just sort of stays down. And you give it a little bit of a pull on the rope and it just pulls back. Doesn't want to move from its spot.
All right, fine. Will you allow me to take the rope off his neck?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just going to untie it and then walk out the door. See you, dog. Bye. And close the door behind me.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. How much movement do you have? So you were lying down, so you're going to have to take half your movement to get up.
So I just want to measure that. So that's 40, so I get 20 feet.
Yeah, cool.
So I think it takes me to about the door.
Cool.
Approximately.
It's Ireena's turn. Ireena is just going to walk over and pick up the short sword. And she's going to use her turn to encourage Morley, to help Morley, sort of calm him down. When next time he goes to unpick these locks, she's going to do what she can to try and help him out.
You know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to
is-
sit on the bed and cry.
It's your turn, Morley.
Does that mean I get advantage on this thieves' tool?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Thank Christ for that. All right. Come on, Murdy. Come on, man. You can do this. You can do this.
And
He's giving himself a little...
there's just like one hand just placed gently on your right shoulder as you
Yeah.
yeah. And there's no words spoken, just that hand on your shoulder.
All right.
A roll of a 13 is enough. You do manage to pick that lock. It was only a DC of 10. You managed to get like an 8 and a 9. So, but this time with a roll of 13, you do manage to pick that lock, nice and
Okay.
quietly. And Ireena just sort of taps you a couple of times on the shoulder as if to just let you know you've done a good job.
I'm just going to give it the thumbs up.
Yeah.
What do I have left with this turn? What can I do?
That's your action, right?
Yeah,
That
that's my
is the
action, but I've
action.
still got movement, so I could potentially slip out of the room. I'm gonna, rather than risk it, because I've heard like footsteps and wandering and that sort of thing, I'm going to just listen at the door for danger and not make a move this turn.
Okay. Okay, that works for me. Let's go back downstairs to the Baron. You just had Isaac just pushing past, almost knocked you off your feet.
Yeah, that was disconcerting. Man with a giant hand. Is the rest of his body normal?
It's
He's
just a
got
normal,
giant hand.
a normal guy. It's almost like his entire
Fisto.
right arm has been scaled up like 50 to maybe 75%, and like there's just these massive dark barbs that sort of
it's
arc their
sharp.
way. Yeah, definitely sharp. And the long fingers, these long claws at the end of the hand. You actually, as he brushed past, it was like you almost felt some heat coming off it as well.
Oh, feel the heat. Feel the
Yeah.
beer. Okay. I'm going to look at Ismark standing next to me and go, I didn't hear anything from upstairs, but they must be up there, right? Oh, sorry. We're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
upstairs.
And Ismark nods, and he says, I just hope they're okay.
This is tense. Ismark, I'm going to go upstairs.
Ismark's eyes just like widen.
Yeah. I step past Ismark and I start to walk up the stairs yelling out, "Excuse me, did you hear me? We're on our way." I just wanted to say thanks and sorry for intruding.
I've just placed you one floor up if you want to scroll up as well.
Okay.
I don't know how far up the stairs you wanted to go, but
That's
I
great.
don't
That's great distraction.
I don't understand where I am. What is
just can you scroll
Is
up?
that looks like it's going down. I'm going downstairs. Oh, I see. So I'm going up these stairs? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5, 10.
Where are you going?
Am I going the right way?
Yeah, you're going the right way.
Okay.
So you
and
get to
there's
the top
more
and
stairs going
you
even
get to this.
further.
Yeah, you get to this landing. It's like almost like halfway up of the floors, between floors, basically. You turn around the corner and see the stairs go further up to this hallway.
Okay. Well, what's that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh, Barrett.
I guess I can get to about there. Hello.
What are you doing?
It's great.
Yeah, I
Yes,
just want to say
please.
thanks very much. I think we're getting a bandage delivered, so we'll probably just be another couple of minutes doing some first aid. But other than that, you've been a wonderful host. Thank you very much. And if you ever want to come, I know you said you wouldn't step foot in the shithole that is Barovia, but if you ever change your mind, you could stay at our place and have a bath and a bed and beyond.
And Ismark, having heard you, like he cottons on to what you're doing, and he's like following you up the stairs. He's like, "You've really got some wonderful dogs. They're fantastic, beautiful dogs, and I really, really do think you should reconsider as coming to Barovia. It's if once you get to know the place, Mad Mary's a little bit of a crazy one, but I'm sure we can find you some lodgings."
She might be your type.
Ooh,
Shipping an unlikely pair.
I love it.
It's Isaac's turn, but
Oh,
since
God.
no one really has any idea of what's going on outside, I'm going to move him. I'm going to roll, and you guys don't know what he's doing. It's American's turn upstairs.
Okay. So I ready to help action. So if I hear that lock click, can I like open the door if I can see that? Because the guy's distracted, is he?
Yeah, I mean, your help action wasn't overly needed, which is fine, which is okay. The door's been unlocked, and it's just your turn now, so you can do whatever it is you want to do.
Okay.
You have seen a man, who you can assume is the owner of that dog, walk past the end of that hallway. And what you can see of him, he seems to be like looking down and yelling out to see if Isaac has seen anything.
Okay. Well, I'm glad he's making a lot of noise, and I can probably hear Ismark and dear Brian yelling.
Absolutely.
So that's also bolstering my spirit. So, would I have noticed hearing the lock click? Because I would have been listening and.
It was pretty
I was
quiet, but
listening
because of how
intently.
close you are, because you're specifically listening out for it, you would have heard it, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to stealthily creep in front of the door, because it opens towards where the bad guy is. which is so great.
It opened the other way. It was actually opened up towards where you were.
Completely misunderstood what you were saying there. So that's good. I'm gonna slowly open it and poke my face in, to sort of. I'm gonna make a motion with my hand to like try and get them to come out of the room quickly in the direction that we planned on.
Morley, you're just you kind of like click that lock, and just the door just opens up in front of you. There's like just a brief moment of absolute terror when you just see American's face like poke out around the edge of the door and close and open it fully. Anything else from you, American?
I'm gonna sort of motion them in the direction that we planned that they were going to escape in, and then I'm going to slip around peering out behind the door and keeping watch to see if anyone's coming.
Okay.
And I'm always like, should I prepare a spell? But I don't want to burn my spell slots if nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? Guys, you don't get it. You don't get how hard it is to spend a spell slot on nothing. It's rough, guys. My God. What can I prepare?
I don't know. What have you got?
I mean, I have spells, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna. If someone, I'm seeing a shaking of head. No, I'm not gonna.
We're still haven't been spotted.
Well, what I'm saying is, if we're spotted, I'm gonna prepare a spell.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't want them getting close to us when we're trying to abscond with Ireena.
So if you and Morley and Ireena are spotted by, I assume you're talking about the man at the end of the hallway, what spell are you going to cast?
I am going to call on Ranzen to web him.
Okay, we can do that.
I've changed my mind at the last second from being a spell to doing that.
Okay, yeah, perfect. We can totally do that. It is Vargas's turn, and he's having heard Ismark and Baron Byram making a bit of a ruckus. He sort of leans back into pulls himself out from the window. He just goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Exactly how I imagined he'd react.
Yeah. I feel for him, they're like these country bumpkins with no sense of decorum.
Bungling idiots.
And we'll take a 5-minute break with that exclamation.
It's so good.
Oh man, it's so good. Thank you for calling out.
Loved it.
Yeah,
okay, so I have definitely planned more than I needed to plan, which is great.
3 pages.
Yeah, you didn't count on so many failed rolls, did you?
I honestly had no idea going into this session what was going to happen. I wasn't sure if you guys were just going to attack Isaac or knock him out and try and run. I just had no idea at all.
I had no idea either. So fair enough.
Yeah.
We didn't really know. I don't think.
Because there's too much unpredictable stuff that could happen.
Yeah.
I have to roll with it.
By the way, I just want to say just a massive shout out to Timprovise, who gave us a raid, which some of his people are still here. It's a great friend of mine.
Fools?
What?
Well, you sounded so surprised that people will still be watching.
Shockingly.
People are still...
Look, I know that D&D is not for everyone, so you bring in a group of people from the type of thing that Tim does. Well, he does a fantastic live show where he then puts it into podcasts where he interviews different New Zealanders. He's had Chloe Swarbrick on. He's had some big names. John Campbell was on there. He's had a few big names and a bunch of sports people and celebrities and stuff. He's doing amazingly. I'll give him a shout out for his web series that he started as well called Bakery Run, where he goes to different bakeries in Auckland to try their pies and gives them a rating. And it's
a great idea.
And he's also had some decent celebrities on there as well. So if any of the Getting Dicey fans go check out Timproviser's channel. And Timproviser's fans that are here watching us, this is what you got now. You got D&D. You got D&D.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, this is what you have now. But Tim, thank you so much for that raid.
Yeah, he's cool. I enjoy his content.
Yeah. This guy is just amazing, absolutely amazing guy. And he brought in 26 people, so thank you for that raid. And then followed straight away with Random Origins, gifting out 5 subs randomly to our community as well.
Whoa.
So hopefully, if you're one of our new people that have been subbed to this, you get access to our. We don't have much for you. Look, we don't have much. We don't know what we're doing with Twitch.
Not good.
I've got no idea. This is
What can you normally do with a subscription?
Oh, it's just like access to like different layers of emotes and stuff. So you guys will have at least one emote.
Does it get rid of ads or something?
I think it does. I think you get rid of ads as well as a sub. So
Worth it.
That's great. You also get access to a. Look, if you've only just jumped in and you've only just been randomly gifted a sub, you're not going to do this. But in our Discord, we do have a channel where subscribers can give me ideas to throw onto a wheel that gets spun when the little counter that is bottom right of the screen hits the bottom. So,
Oh no. He's going to show up any minute now and ruin our
getting-
fun again, isn't he?
it's probably, 40% left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We might be
Thereabouts.
alright. That's great.
Thereabouts.
It would be, look, I don't want to encourage it, but I kind of do. Make it happen. If we can get Needle showing up this
Might
round,
help
this,
us.
this
Needle
session,
showing here would be disastrous, or could be
Oh, it
disastrous.
could be great though.
it could be,
Yeah.
could go either way.
It's all spin of a wheel.
It
I'd
is
have
a
to-
big random chance thing going on.
Yeah, would it be a combat? Because we've got initiative, but you're not in combat.
Well, we're not in combat,
So it would
right?
be a
So it would be,
a no combat wheel.
yeah.
It's kind of ambiguous.
It's kind of
We are
ambiguous.
we are
many
actually in
things.
combat.
Yeah,
Well, I
this
was
is
attacked, so technically that, you know.
true. Then, well, as soon as you roll initiative, it's
do,
counted as combat. So, so like I said, I prepared heaps that I obviously didn't need for this week, but I've prepared heaps. One of which I was really excited to try out, but I wasn't sure how things were going to go. I was going to break out the chase rules because I thought maybe there's a chance of there being a
Give it
chase.
time. He might still be.
That could still happen.
So that's something that could still occur at any point tonight. But I have sort of partially prepared.
Never
a
even seen the chase rules.
I know. I was really excited
I didn't know
to
there were any.
give it a go. It's pretty
I thought there
interesting.
was Cthulhu.
People hate it, so
Oh, okay.
that's what I thought I'd be.
Thought you'd give us a crack at it.
Hoju said, "Is there chase music? Is there chase music? There is. Is it going to go?
Oh,
Oh,
Is it going to go?
sounds like flies.
There's some flies. I don't know why there's flies, but there's flies. I can turn them off. But
Yeah.
there's,
It's just flies.
can you hear that? Can you hear the music?
It sounds like the start of a yellow song. You know? Boom. Chicka chicka. Boom, boom, boom.
Bow, bow. Where I need
Yeah,
to turn the
yeah.
flies off. I
it
don't know.
sounds.
Flies buzzing in a lampshade. I'm going to turn that one off. So
Does anyone
Please.
remember the movie The Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah.
And they're all sneaking around those rooms to that song.
that's how I know
Wrong,
that song.
wrong.
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah.
And they used to have that at the start of What Now as well.
Yeah. Funny.
Sure.
I've got a lot of yellow albums actually.
I don't
They're
doubt. I was
great.
going to say really, but I don't doubt that.
I think they're great. They're Swiss.
Are they? Okay. Questions. Like, so last week we tried it a little differently. We had sort of question of the week that each of us were trying to come up some questions. Last week we just put it out to the chat to give us some questions. I know, I think it was LARP Kiwi. After we went back from the break, LARP Kiwi was like, "Oh, I've got a really good question. I got to remember that until next week." So
There's one in the chat now.
LARP, if you want to put that down, that'd be great. What's the question we've got in the chat at the moment?
Blarp at 8:59 has said, question to the PCs for the week. How do the non-human characters feel about the human-heavy population of Barovia and the seeming lack of non-humans?
How do the non-human characters?
Ooh.
Yeah. So we've got like half
True.
elves. I think the only human we've got is the Baron, right?
Baron, yeah. Although Morley's half.
Yeah. and
I'm assuming
Bill's
you're half human, half elf, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the ones that are totally non-human. Let's start with Dave, Lorros. how does Lorros feel about just the lack of anything other than humans in Barovia?
Lorros is just enjoying being bigger than everything. Like, it's pretty simple. You know, he's 7 foot tall. Most, average human would be what, 5'9" ish, I guess, or 5'7". So he's like a good foot and a bit taller than everything. So he just likes looking down on everything. It's really quite it's kind of fun.
Doesn't that always happen though?
Pretty much. And Lorros likes it that way.
What does Lorros think about the fact that there are like people that can turn into like ravens and stuff? Is that any of
That's a bit of a trip. Like,
At least they're not tall ravens.
Yeah, they're not tall ravens. They're still small creatures. So
I
it
need
doesn't-
to just one day
ravens.
bring in just like, and now you've met Gary. Oh no, I've already got a Gary. Devin,
Okay.
and he's like 8 foot tall.
Devin.
Not Kevin. We've got a Gavin.
Kevin and Devin.
Devin.
Yeah. I want to meet
Gary.
this human.
I was thinking of introducing him at the tavern, and that was all I got.
Oh, okay. I want to meet this 8 foot tall human. In fact, the big lug dude, the dim-witted dude we met in
Periwinkle.
Barovia.
Periwinkle, true. He was he was taller than you, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I would look forward to meeting him, and like that would have been quite. I was quite excited about him joining us.
I'd forgotten about Perry.
Um,
Periwinkle.
You too, Lorros.
Cool. What about you, American? Someone asked, is Lorros considered short for a Goliath in his family?
Lorros can't reveal that because that would be revealing something about his family.
Oh. That they're also different sized. And no one needs to know that.
Is that why he feels like he really enjoys being taller? Because normally he's not.
He just
Is he the
picked on.
short one in his family?
Oh my god, this.
And all of his family walked around all day like, little man. And he just
Oh,
hated
no.
it.
That's
explains so
100%. That's 100%. Goliaths are actually like 12 foot, and like
No.
little Lorros.
Lorros is 7 foot, but he's got short man syndrome.
It's terrible.
American. What about American's thoughts of just all of the humans? No, anything else?
That's a good point, though, because we haven't met any elves or anything this whole
No.
time, and I didn't really think about it that much.
Met a Dracula.
We met a Dracula, but I'm not sure that's a race per se. Yeah, it would. She looks really quite different, and she sort of skulks around with the hood around, I guess, to compensate for that. But I guess people always notice that they've been pretty tactful and haven't said anything much, which is nice. They seem to be pretty accepting of the weird elf person.
It was one of those things where it's like, yes, this place is incredibly heavily human, but I didn't want them to be like, ooh, a Goliath every time ooh, a crazy elf every time you walked into any building. So these guys do still.
Like Adam's like, wow,
Crazy
labels much?
Yeah.
Or a crazy elf, a normal elf.
Was it Eladrin or Eladrin? It's a pretty rare type of elf, American.
very rare.
And I've brought in maybe once or twice for those two people that have commented. It's been little comments, like you had the little girl who was obsessed with her hair and wanting to look like her, which was a nice touch. And I think someone was being pretty impressed. Oh, Perry Wimple loved your size, Lorros. Like he wanted to give you like an arm wrestle or something. He's keen to test his
It was
strength.
visual.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
literally. There was
but
going to be a test of strength in there somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, like Barovia has seen a fair few like adventurers come and go. It's just not many. There's from what you've seen, it only seems to be humans that live.
They don't
in
get the chance to breed. They just die.
Yeah, they get brought in to be played with by Strahd and killed off.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Are there any other questions for the crew? Feel free to chuck in.
Well, Morley and
Oh yeah.
I think they should still answer it, like
I was
especially
just
Morley.
trying
He
to
like
encourage
he's
more
a
questions
half
while
elf.
we're talking.
Oh right.
Yeah. What does Morley think?
Morley's been in many ports and seen cities of all sorts of different diversities or lacks of diversities, so this isn't really a big deal for him. He's seen heavily human settlements before. Just assumes this is another one.
All right. Yeah, nice. So it's nothing really.
Yeah.
How is Morley's crew normally predominantly human as well, or what's he got?
He's got a couple of, like, as you can imagine, on kind of a motley crew, not the band, of couriers by the sea.
He's got Motley
There's,
Crue the band on his ship.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shit.
Tommy Lee
That's
Jones.
where they went. That's where they went.
Yeah. His crew is actually made up of all sorts of tieflings and
Oh.
gnomes and goblins and
Yeah,
all
nice.
sorts.
Yeah, cool. Someone was also just interested in what Baron thinks as well, being a human and not having and only being surrounded in humans.
Well, I think that I've got the gist that this is sort of a cut-off community that doesn't get many visitors. It's sort of it's its own thing. If it was a big traveling city or a port or something like that, I think it would be odd. But the whole place is weird and odd in Barovia. But I have seen a few interesting sort of undead creatures, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame that they're all supposedly, evil so far.
Not Brian. Byron?
Not
Yeah,
Brian. No, that was good. Yeah, Brian, the zombie salesman
Yeah.
or trader.
I specifically brought him in as an undead because I was listening to a podcast, one of our previous sessions, where you were just like, man, all of the undead are just evil. And I'm like, I gotta change that. I gotta bring in something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, that's quite. Yeah, I mean, Gary and Tracy, they enjoyed it as well.
I'm glad. Where is Tracy? What are they up to?
Well, Tracy's the only one that's surviving, and
that's right.
unfortunately, if I don't recast Animate Dead on Tracy before midnight, around about that time,
Yeah.
she will become a murderous,
Okay.
evil.
So she.
I really love
creature.
how you present your undead as being like these friendly characters, like that. They're safe, they're friendly, but really they're just mindless, devilish, evil beings under your control.
Well, they're
be nice.
They're not really. They're on the brink. They've just been brought back to life. Now, we had Barry, the reanimated dwarf who liked to do sexy dancing,
And he wasn't evil.
And
wasn't he
cast that
also under your control?
I cast that every day
Yeah.
for like 3 years or something, and I think we've decided that he's gone off on his own to do sexy dancing, and he's permanently under his own wits now. So
He's reformed.
So
well, he's
3 years of casting that spell to.
It's not
heal.
easy coming back from the dead.
It's a big thing.
He's done it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you
I'm
should
proud
try
of
it.
him.
I'm proud of him.
I
He's getting
wish I
paid
You should try not killing things.
I've been on the brink of death so many times, so I'm kind of close to knowing what it feels like from coming back from the dead. But
One day we could try that.
We could definitely give that a go.
Yeah, reanimate Lorros.
Would you prefer to be a skeleton or a zombie, Lorros?
I'd like to keep some of my sort of physical form, so maybe a zombie would be better.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
I don't think I'd be that imposing as a skeleton, to be honest.
It would, a 7 foot tall
That would be
skeleton.
real
Yeah,
fucking
I'd be
imposing,
scared
to be
of that.
honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Both scary in their own way.
and they're better at fighting.
Are they?
But it's a trade-off.
Oh, maybe skeleton then. You're better at fighting is way more.
I have like a little question. Oh, were you going to say something?
I was going to say, someone in the chat mentioned that Gary and Tracy is their aunt and uncle.
Okay. Well, it's nice to get
It was bound to happen.
their nephew or something watching.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
What were you going to say, Joe?
Your niece.
Oh, I was just going to say, you know how I was like trying to decide what to do and I was kind of like putting it out to the crew a bit. How do we all feel about that? Because it's all like, I wanted to make sure I'm not overstepping the game boundaries, but I kind of like discussing things as players, but then I don't want to be like, help me with my decisions,
It is technically metagaming, right?
Well,
Technically. Because you're discussing outside the game what you should be doing.
It's called table talk.
it's table talk. Metagaming would be using information their character doesn't have to make decisions. So table talk's fine. I'm totally fine with it if you guys... I mean, I encourage it. I want you guys to come up with ideas.
I definitely hold back. I hold back a bit because I like to see what you'll do,
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
want to. Sometimes I'll just overdo it and give too many ideas.
Mansplain druidry.
No, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, I kind of like getting input, especially on
Yeah.
when it's pivotal.
Yeah.
I think the
yeah.
idea of it was cool, but if we're busy telling you to use your Thunderstrike spell or do this, that's kind of a bit OTT.
But I mean,
Yeah, well,
There's
I'm
a
not
balance,
asking you to
isn't
like button and tell me what to do. But
Yeah.
if I like go, oh, what do you guys think? Like,
There's
I just want to
definitely a
make sure
balance.
that that's a thing that we agree
better
on
for us
doing
to
or
do
not
it.
doing.
Then, like for the example of like a reading the chat, because that's loads of people having ideas. It's kind of that's overboard, isn't it?
I never read the chat, so there's not anything against the chat. I just don't want to be distracted.
Yeah.
I see the chat, and I think Dave reads the chat.
Yeah, I read it, and they keep pretty quiet about what we can and can't do, just because they don't want to spoil things.
Yeah.
And I think that they prefer to see what we do anyway.
It can be helpful when I do something completely misinterpret a spell completely wrong or something like that. Can be helpful, I suppose.
The rules people out there are really cool with understanding what we can and can't do, which is cool.
Although it's not always by the rules, is it?
Sometimes
It doesn't have to be.
It's DM rules.
Yeah. What I try and do sometimes is if I see a comment, one of the things, since we're putting it out to podcast, I don't want to like stop and say, hey, someone said such and such in the chat. Sometimes I just say what has been said in the chat. So if you hear me saying something you've typed, I stole it. It's mine now. So that's how this works.
What you signed up to.
And if they all laugh when I say it, it's for me. That's for me.
Yeah.
All right,
And I have to say, like, I feel like you were worried I was like freaking out or something with my indecision because you're like, oh, chill out, you're fine.
No,
and I was like,
no.
I wasn't freaking out. I was just like, oh, this is a tense situation.
I was just appreciating that it was a tense situation. That's all. I know you weren't freaking out, but I don't want people to be uncomfortable. So I was just wanted to basically say, look, this is incredibly tense. So just take your time. It's totally fine.
I think like part of it is like, oh my gosh, I really don't know what to do, but I don't want to just sit there going,
I feel like that too, Joe. Sometimes
for ages.
you
So
get
like
paralyzed.
vocalizing it.
I think we've all been in that situation. It's like, oh my God, I could do this, I could do this.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to the point of making a decision, it's been a minute or two and you've bubbled about for the whole time.
I think it is better to vocalize it than just going, for ages.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Just do long pauses.
Long pauses, they're great.
We could just go a pass. We should have like quick fire.
There are certain times where I'm just like, if you go over a certain amount of time, I think we just move
Maybe
on.
you should start just going like this. And you go, relax, but
Relax,
Yeah.
but
I'm tapping my wrist. Relax, chill out. This is for fun, but here's my wrist.
yeah.
Read the rest.
Let's get
You
you
need
guys.
a timer clock, for
We'll
our
do an
turns.
egg timer.
Yeah.
Let's get you guys back on the map. I had to turn off the alert box that normally pops up when people like do things because it's broken for some reason, and it's just a GIF of Michael Scott tipping his drink over my face, like just superimposed over my face, just on loop, just on loop, and I don't know why, so I've had to turn that off. That is
Did that
not-
when Diz did something and he just,
I don't know why it's
Google
doing
it again.
that.
Wow.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Michael Scott.
yeah. Don't we all just feel like Michael Scott every now and then?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, really? From the US office.
Steve Carell. Right?
Steve Carell. Okay, you took it. Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
American David Brent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's get some sound back on in the mansion. Is that working?
What was the last thing that happened?
I'll let you know. The last thing that happened was Vargas bringing himself back in from the mirror, from the window, and going, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And he sort of just like stomps his way down at pace down the hallway and looks to his left and sees both the Baron and Ismark sort of standing. You can sort of see almost all of the Baron. But behind him is like Ismark, like looking around from the side. He goes, "Didn't I tell you guys to stay put? What's going on? And why was my dog barking?"
Yeah, we were staying put, but then your dog got up and bit Lorros, and then we had to get a bandage. And anyway, we thought we've sort of overstayed our welcome. We don't want to overstay. Maybe we haven't. I wouldn't want to impose anymore. I know you're a busy man. Got to get ready for your festival tomorrow.
Can you shut your mouth and get out of my house?
Fuck, he's so aggressive.
Absolutely. We just before we were leaving, we just wanted to come up and say thanks for everything.
This back and forth, just you like really getting under Vargas' skin, and just you sort of like just chatting, and Ismark adding a few little quips in there as well. Just continues, and we'll go back to Lorros downstairs.
So I've kind of just come out of the door, and I'm kind of looking around because I thought everyone was outside, and I thought Baron was just down the hall, and they've just kind of wandered upstairs.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you've seen them go upstairs.
I thought we were leaving. I'm sort of looking really confused now. Like the door's just there. It's like I actually thought we were leaving. So I'm just going to look at my arm and that's a bit sore. Make sure the door's closed, and I'm just going to wander down the hallway towards the stairs, and I can get most of the way, I think, or probably a good chunk of the way. And I'm going to sort of get to the base of the stairs, and looking up, and I think I see Ismark, I'm assuming.
You can sort of see just a hint of him over a banister near the top of the stairs.
Yeah. So just like top of my lungs. Thanks for the visit with the dog. Going now. Bye. And just gonna head out to the door.
All right. So Lorros is actually heading out. Okay. Cool. Cool.
I'm just gonna stand at the door waiting for everyone to come.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Ireena is upstairs with Morley, and she is basically just like 2 hands on your back. She's like put the short sword, looped it into a little scabbard on her side, and her hands are on your back, and she's just waiting to move with you. So we'll move over to you.
All right. Just gonna, as quickly and as quietly as I can, gonna kind of encourage American and Ireena into this room that we'd planned to make our escape from. So into this room here.
Okay.
With the blue bed.
Yeah, perfect. And Ireena has just sort of followed you the entire way up that hallway. You just put yourself on the bed. She's not following you onto the bed.
I was actually going to put myself. I was actually going to put myself against the window and use my action to test if the window can be opened quietly, but not like I'm trying to open it quietly. I'm trying to see if I can open it quietly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, give me an investigation roll.
All right. This has been going pretty well for me. So. Wee, 24, baby.
There we go.
You look when you first entered this room. You run cold for a bit because what American didn't tell you is it's like this lead sort of stained glass window, and you're like, oh my god, these things aren't known for being easy to open. But they don't really. You make your way over. I don't know. In your investigation,
How could you not tell me?
In your investigation, though, it's not. This house isn't like an amazingly built home. It's almost like a fake stained thing. It's just a normal window that can be opened. It's got a little latch and some hinges, and so it is something that you'd be able to open quite quietly.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and do that then.
You open it. Cool.
I should just mention, just for completeness, when we all got into this room, myself, American, and Ireena, well, I assume American just came.
I have to wait till my turn to move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in actuality, unless you have like an objection to that, you're going to be in the room. And what I'm trying to say is that I'll close the door behind us so that nothing looks amiss on the door. You know. Do you know?
I mean, I haven't moved yet. I said I'm preparing to I'm on the lookout basically while you guys make your way into the room.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
That's what I said I was doing on my turn, remember?
Okay.
Cool. We're over to Baron Byron on the stairs. Continuing this
Already?
conversation. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to walk towards him. So, how far is 5, 10? He's like 25 feet away or something. I'll just walk up to him.
Away.
Why are you trying to piss this guy off?
No, he's doing great. He's distracting.
I'm just going to get up to him and I'm going to. I've just been reaching in my bag and I'm just going to pull out these this book that I've got. I'm going to show it to him. Just before I go, we were in a little house in town. And it was nuts. I mean, it had been taken over by some cult members or something. We got rid of them. But in a little room, we found this book. It says it's a Occult Books of Osiris. You ever heard of Osiris? And I'll start flicking through the pages. Have you ever heard of this? Is this the thing that happens in Barovia? And I'll just try and show him the book in front of his face.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that works. Ismark, again, following your lead, is just kind of right up behind you as well. And he's just like, so just nodding and affirming, yeah, why don't you tell us about them? What's that? What's this book you got there? Yeah, tell us about the book. And that's Ismark's turn.
Yeah. Osiris.
It is Isaac's turn once again. Cool.
Oh, that's right. Isaac's still running around outside somewhere, isn't he? Jesus.
Yeah. And do some movement for Isaac as well. And we're back to American upstairs.
Okay, well, very relieved that we've made progress. I'm going to creep backwards towards the door that Morley and Ireena have just gone through. And I'm going to enter the room. And I'm gonna, we have opened the window, have we?
The window is open.
Oh my gosh, freedom is so close, guys. Oh my gosh. Well, we can't smell us. We've passed without trace. I'm like, again, I've got some thinking to do. Like, okay, so we're 2 stories up, aren't we?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you're on
yeah,
the
we
second
are.
floor. You're on the second floor.
If you give me a couple of seconds to get round there, I can catch you as you jump out the window. But
Oh, but you wouldn't know where we are.
Yeah,
That's
just got
right. Yeah,
no
That's
idea.
probably not going to happen.
that was going to be my next point: is to can I figure out where they are? But
Yeah, that might take a while. Okay. I feel quite confident in Morley's ability to parkour down the wall beautifully. I really do.
That one.
what happened now? Wally's going to break his leg and.
I'm gonna whisper to Ireena.
We have the same legs as Ireena in the end of it. Short, like
This is actually how she got them.
I'm the perfect couple.
walking down the aisle.
Like if worst case scenario, Morley breaks his legs, and that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. It's fine.
How are you putting leg breaking into the DM's mind? This is not.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait
not
for
sure we
that
need
one. Couple of
I really
broken
don't think we need
legs.
to plant that seed.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna whisper to Ireena, just trust me on this. Let me do a spell on you, and I'm going to take a little black bit of black tar out of one of my pouches and just smoothly touch her hand with it. And she is going to become imbued with the power to climb on walls.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah. I just cast Spider Climb on her.
What?
So I did put that in the chat.
What happens to her? How does she change?
I'm trying to figure out how to put it in the chat. Where is your Spider Climb? So basically, I'll just read it to you if I can't find it. It just means one willing creature you touch gains the ability to move up, down, and across vertical surfaces, upside down along ceilings, while leaving its hands free. So she can just climb
free.
like anything. I don't think that any physical changes,
Oh wow. Okay.
visual changes
Yeah.
occur.
It's purely.
But
But I'm just going to
magical.
be like, may the spirits of Spider imbue you with power.
And her eyes widen, like she's not freaking out, but this is the first time she's experienced any kind of magical anything.
Well, apart from when she met me.
Anything.
Aww.
Just in her entire lifetime, this is the first time ever. No,
She's felt anything.
she's never felt. No.
Anything magical.
She can feel like a warmth in her feet, and as you're mentioning this, she's like putting one and one together, and she's starting to get actually a little excited.
And I must say that there is one more thing that happens. I dropped my concentration on Pass Without Trace, so we're now a lot more vulnerable, but I wanted to ensure she could get out of this house safely.
Yeah. What I'll do just from you, Morley, and Ireena, just get a stealth roll. Just so I know just how
Just standing
quiet.
still.
This is for your next bunch of movement, basically. Just so we
Get
don't
under
have
the
to-
bed.
13 total.
It's not terrible.
13.
You've got a
Irene-
good modifier on there. You've got 8 plus 8. That's
Insane.
great.
A good dex modifier. That's really good.
Ireena rolled a 10. And American, can we get a stealth from you as well?
Oh, okay.
This is just for future movements, so you can get a bit
I've
of
rolled
an
15
understanding.
plus 3 for
Alright.
18.
Okay, perfect. Anything else from American?
Indeed. I'm just gonna probably, you know what? I'm gonna look out the window, scout out what's that wall like, because I'm thinking about going down that wall and scouting out for danger.
Like, how dangerous is the wall? Is that what you're wanting to know?
And like, how easy would it be to climb down?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
there
yeah.
anything dangerous at the foot of the wall?
I gotcha. Yeah, like climbing isn't going to be easy. I'm just trying to think if there's a window sort of beneath you, sort of down and a little bit to the left. There's like another window that you could kind of make your way down to. The outside of the house is made with wood, so you can probably grab onto little finger holds, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll stay up here for this turn.
Okay. It is Vargas's turn. Can I get either, you choose, Shannon, either a strength saving or a dex saving throw?
I think I'll go for Dex. A saving throw.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dex. It's a +2. 18 plus 2.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, good. Vargas is just furious, and he goes to grab you by like your clothing on your chest, just goes to grab it, and you just pull away, and he just catches air in front of you, and he
I want to do a little move.
and
Slowly.
instead he just like with his pointer finger just slams it, bam, into your chest. He says, "Who the fuck are you guys?
Ow.
There's no
We're not trying to
It's
sell you the book.
Hey, shut your mouth, little man. There's no coincidence. There's something's going on up here, and you're coming up here trying to distract me with your fucking nuisance." And he just slams that book out of your hand onto the ground.
The look on your face. Okay.
And he says,
Believe it.
You're with him, aren't you? You're with Strahd, aren't you?
Oh God.
What? Hey, we don't say that name around here. How dare you imply such a thing?
Lorros.
Racist?
Lorros, downstairs. It is your
So have
turn.
I heard the commotion upstairs, or
Oh, you
I'm
heard that yelling. You heard that yelling.
going crazy? So, yeah, I'm just gonna like carry on out. I mean, it's just gonna go. So I'm leaving now. Bye, and take a step outside. And knowing the commotion's happening upstairs, because hold on, I want to. Would I be able to see any? Like, is there a light on outside from where I can see at the moment, or is it completely pitch black?
There's not much light at this time. It's like nearing 9:30 at night at this point. It's pretty
Yeah.
dark. Majority of the houses around you, the lights are off.
Yeah.
The only light that you can see is just a little bit of light coming out of the door you've opened and some of the windows.
Cool. So I'm just going to take a torch out of my backpack and light it so I can see, because I don't have night vision or night peepers like the rest of you people. And I know, if memory serves, Morley and American went to my right, like when they first went around the house. Is that right? Am I right in remembering that? They went down...
Yeah, when you guys showed up at the this house, they went south from your current position.
Yeah, okay, cool. Right, that's what I thought. So I have that idea that they've gone south, but I know it's a house. I'm just kind of going, where would I go if I was Morley and Ireena? I don't want to go wander around aimlessly, but I'm just like going, I know there's some shit going on upstairs. I kind of want to be useful, but I know leaving was the idea. I feel kind of awkward standing out the front. I want to go just wandering, but I'm not 100% certain which way. So what I'm doing, I want to roll a d20.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, cool. Sweet. I was just going to roll a d20 and say higher than 10 or lower than 10, but perception sounds fine.
I figure I can give you some... if you roll, I can give you some hints on what might be going on around you.
Cool. Perception roll. I rolled a 18 plus 3, 21.
You can hear somebody sort of to the southern side of this building running. Sort of like really picking up pace to the south. You know that Isaac has come out of the house, and it could be him investigating that shatter that you heard. And apart from that, you concentrate just a little bit, and you're hearing the yelling still going on inside, but there's not really much more in the way of tells for where your team could be.
Okay, so I'm going to go with my initial, because I don't want to go... Yeah, okay, actually no, I don't want to go towards who I think is Isaac, because if he's looking for trouble, he's going to think I'm trouble, and that's just not a good idea. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go north.
Okay.
And I'm going to finish off. So if you'll allow me to finish my 40-foot movement and lighting a torch, I'm just going to continue on up and around to the corner of the house. I think that's about 30-odd feet, if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually when my token gets it. Yeah, and so I'm there just looking down the side of the house, hopefully finding something more interesting than the tree that I can see.
Yeah, there's like a couple of trees, one relatively close to you, one further back, and there's a window with light coming out on the ground floor, and you look up and you can see an open window with Morley sort of standing at it looking out.
Don't fall, Morley. That looks like a big drop.
Oh, fuck up, you idiot.
Isaac heard that. All right. All right, we're back with Ireena, who looks to you, American, and says, So how does this work?
I'm just gonna lean forward and go, just give it a try. You'll find it comes naturally. You'll be climbing on every surface. It's amazing.
And she steps sort of up next to Morley and peers down and just like looks 12 foot down to the ground beneath you. And she looks up at Morley with like almost like should I do this, sort of an askance look on her face. And you nod, Morley nods. And she puts one leg through the windowsill and her other leg is just sitting on the windowsill. And she places like her feet up against the outside of the wall. And she just hesitates. She hesitates just for a bit. And she sort of gets up off her butt and almost like pushes herself out of the window. And Morley, she just goes out and out of view for a moment until she is standing perpendicular to the wall, and is just
David
like looking.
Bowie in the labyrinth.
Yeah, she's just standing perfectly horizontally on this wall. Lorros, you're looking up and seeing Ireena, her hair dropping down either side of her face, And she just starts very slowly, very carefully, taking steps down the side of this thing. And she's going to be going at half speed for this, and gets basically to the bottom, and sort of gets down on on her hands and knees to try and stabilize herself. And she looks up at Morley with just like absolute joy in her face. And we'll go back to Morley.
All right. When I peer down the side of this building, do I see any kind of immediate danger below the window or anything that like would make me think, oh, I can't go down this wall?
No. I mean, it's not going to be an easy. There's no drain pipe you can just like clutch to and make
shimmy down the drain pipe. No, don't worry about that. But like, I guess I'm with my dark vision. I'm looking left and I'm looking right and thinking, is the coast clear? If I could get down there safely, can I do that?
Yeah. With a good athletics roll, you'll get down safely, or acrobatics. We'll say you can pick.
Well, what I'm planning to do is in my inventory, I've got a hempen rope.
Oh yeah, okay.
I believe there's some sort of knot you can tie. Someone who's watched a lot more Indiana Jones than me will have to help me out here, but you can tie like an anchoring knot, go down a rope, and then give it a special tug, and then pull the rope with you. Is that a thing?
Well, look, we
Yeah,
can
no,
say
do
that.
that.
We can say
Rope.
that's a thing.
In the Lord of the Rings.
There's what?
There's a magic rope in the Lord of the Rings that Frodo has that he can do that. But I
I
don't.
feel like I've seen.
Indiana Jones does it with a whip.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can't tie a rope like a whip. No, you can totally, absolutely. I think you've got the knowledge of numerous different ropes. Being the captain of a ship, Morley, surely.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about knots. Ain't worth knowing.
yeah.
So I'm gonna try and like find something in this room, be it like a heavy bit of furniture or a bit of the inside wall, tie a rope, shimmy, abseil down the thing, like I would do on the edge of like a mast or whatever when I'm going from the crow's nest down. I've done it 1,000 times, just
Done it 1,000
so
times.
sort of DC sort of 4 sort of thing. And and then I'm gonna get to the bottom and give it a special tug.
Special
Tag,
tag.
a pretty good tag.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Let that release.
You tie it to the like the leg of the bed that's on the southern wall of this room, and you throw the rope out and grab onto it. And anyone who's watched Getting Dicey, especially our Christmas special or our crew getting into the Wave Echo Cave, we'll just get a strength saving roll from you.
Ropes are so
Strength.
bad.
Strength.
Yeah, because you're holding
Strength or
on.
depth?
You got to be
Yeah.
holding onto that rope.
Okay. Sorry for the super noob question at this stage of the campaign, but we. Oh no. Okay,
Low proficiency bonus.
I got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. 17 evens.
Easy, mate. Yeah, you've done this a million times before, and it shows.
Yeah.
And Ireena is impressed. You've done
Yeah.
very well with that. You give that rope just a little tug, and it loosens off the edge of the bed and whips back down, and you just catch the end of it as it falls down towards you, leaving Mirakin without a rope up in the room above.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. That's fine. Don't think of me at all. That's fine.
Hang
I'll
on.
just parkour down.
What was all the big talk about the teleporting out the window? What's that the plan?
That was one. That's my in the back pocket special trick that I only pull out in emergencies.
Mirakin just
And don't
watches
no
the-
stress. I have another idea. It's
Mirakin
fine.
just
I already had
watches
another
the rope
idea.
unravel from the bedpost and just whip
Yeah.
past her face, shoot,
Yeah.
straight out the window.
It's like, nice.
It's almost
I'm
like
some chop liver up here.
the second
He's-
I kind of give it the tug, I'm like,
She's- oh, nice, Morley. You've saved the woman that you actually care about, and I can die in a fire. Very nice, very nice.
Leave the woman behind. Wow, that's chivalrous.
Baron Byram, you've just had Vargas like thrusting his finger into your chest. Bam, 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 accusatory. Absolutely. I'm going to roll an intimidation check from Vargas on this one. He rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
So he-
So did I.
well, what's a good roll against that? Just give me a charisma roll. A
Do I
charisma
get
saving roll.
any? Do I roll intimidation? Okay.
No, not.
Charisma saving
This is going
plus
to be
2.
if you can beat his.
12 plus 2. It's 14.
All right, so you didn't beat his 23. So you're going to consider yourself rather intimidated at this point. However you roleplay that, it's nothing. Like, I'm not gonna
No,
put you
don't
through
worry.
too much.
I'm already playing that.
And he's just accused you of being in possibly leagues with Strahd.
Mike. What are you talking about? What's going on upstairs here? All we did was come up here to say goodbye. You know, you're obviously tense. Maybe you're upset about your festival tomorrow. Look, I'm just rubbing my chest. Ow, that was. What do you got? When you cut your nails, that's really sore. That's unwarranted. Don't you think that's unwarranted?
My
Ismark?
butler, and my ladies, Baroness in waiting, weren't enough for you, were they? Now you've come for more of us, haven't you? Come for my help, haven't you? Throwing these distractions round, trying to slowly break me down. Is that what's going on?
What are you talking about, your butler? And ladies in waiting.
Don't play games with me, mate. And he just slams his finger into
Honestly,
your chest.
ow! Look, we just got here in Barovia. There's no way that this is the first time we've been here, isn't it, Ismark?
It's Ismark's turn.
Can
right
I
after you, so-
persuade him that this is the first time we've been in his house? This is the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm not impressed.
He's not impressed. Give me a persuasion roll, and it's going to go against basically just a charisma roll from
Do
him.
we have a +5 persuasion?
I'm
18
really,
plus
oh,
5.
nice. I'm really worried that we've all just left Baron and Ismark in the house with this berserk man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's better this way.
Yeah. Okay. So
We're gonna leave.
someone has to die.
We'll just die. Yeah, someone has to die.
Well, if you yell for help, we'll come running.
There's something really sincere. I guess it's because of how frightened you look from how intense he's being. There's something very sincere in what he's in what your response is to him. Then he says, "Well, then what the fuck is going on? It's no coincidence you're up here doing what you're doing now, is there?"
What do you mean it's no coincidence? Do
Give
you
me
think coincidences don't exist? Are you been reading some sort of book
me-
about inspirational life quotes? And there's no such thing as a coincidence.
I want to get a persuasion roll from you now.
Okay, another persuasion.
Yeah.
So my 20-something didn't...
That was for that. This is
Fucking hell.
because now he's using
All right.
he's using insight on
20, natural 20
Oh,
plus
shit.
5.
Boom.
Okay. He got a
Stop reading this
13 plus 2.
Inspirational book.
And he
The secret.
he takes just this big breath. He takes this big breath.
God.
So you're just here introducing your burgomaster to me, Baron Vargas.
That's why he's
Okay.
here.
I need to tell you, there's been some strange things afoot recently.
Huh?
And he just sort of like he brings his arms to his side and just kind of just relaxes for a moment. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I'm just going to nod along, encouraging for him to continue talking. Strange things. Strange things. Tell me.
Stranger Things.
Netflix. Season 4.
That's a nice integration to our latest sponsor. Thank you, Stranger Things on Netflix, for supporting Getting Dicey.
And next you can get the Stranger Things Happy Meal from McDonald's.
Stranger Things Getting Dicey.
It's Isaac's turn. Lorros, past this tree. Oh, actually, you don't have dark vision. You don't have much.
I've got
But
my torch, remember?
which only goes so far. But we do have Morley on the ground next to Ireena at the moment. So let's just place you down.
This is so tense.
Yeah, this is a bit full on. Morley, you're next to Ireena now, having just curled up the rope, and you hear footsteps running up from the west. And with your dark vision, you can see right on the edge of your dark vision, you can see the shape of Isaac just sprinting around the corner of that house. But that is all of his turn. He used to dash on that one, so something more happening. American, back to you. You can see...
Is he dashing towards them, or...?
He's dashing
He's
around
been
to that
dashing
side of
around
the
the
house.
house.
He's been searching the house.
Oh, he's doing loops.
Yeah,
laps.
he's doing laps, yeah.
Laps around the house, yeah.
Oh.
American, you're looking down and you can see the shape of him at the edge of your dark vision as well.
Oh. Okay. So now it's time to put into action the plan I had earlier, and I'm gonna try and get runs in to get them first jump on him and web him, because I think he's gonna catch us. And if it's just a random spider doing it, plausible deniability.
That's fair. So you're gonna, how much movement does what?
Everyone
what's the-
shake their head vigorously if I'm doing a horrible job.
We can't.
He's. I
Do whatever it
know.
is you want to do.
Who knows how it will play out?
I am nervous though. I don't want everyone to be like, "Oh God."
We don't judge like that.
No.
Oh,
You're
you
gonna-
don't. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
It always
do.
turns out somewhere. If it turns out bad, it turns out bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm trying to
shit.
use my best judgment. I think he's definitely. He'll spot us within seconds
He's
at
running
this rate.
right.
Is my
He's-
judgment correct, Ian?
Like, absolutely, he's coming
He's like
to get you
tearing
guys.
around the house. Like he's gonna
Yeah.
spot us within seconds, right?
If he dashes again, he'll be on Morley and Ireena next turn.
I just
So
want to say
something-
the only sort of thing I'll tell you, American, was you had to use your dark vision to spot him.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know if he has dark vision or not. I mean,
You
he's
have
human,
no-
isn't he?
Oh right. So
we
yeah.
don't know if he
Okay.
can see
I
our
can
teeth or
see,
not.
but I don't know what the range of vision is.
You can see.
Well, he's
off-
human, right?
So the things that you can see from up here, American, is you can see right on the edge of your dark vision the shape of Isaac. You can see below you Morley and Ireena, and off to the right you can see Lorros holding a torch, lighting up a bit of the ground around him and the tree next to him.
Oh, okay. So I guess the question is, how far away is this guy? Like, is he going to be on them in seconds or not? Because he looks like he's going to be tearing around the house.
He's right on the edge of your thing, so he's 60 feet away.
Okay. 60 feet. That's pretty close.
So in a
I'll do
dash,
what I
you
was
should
going
be able to get
He's doing a Naruto run as well.
Oh my God, no, that
That's
makes
exactly
him extra
right.
fast.
One big
With
arm.
one big arm. Yeah.
Oh no.
Wouldn't he be
now I'm
more
rethinking
like a
it.
charm?
Still haven't been
Running
spotted.
circles?
What's that? Sorry, Morley?
No, it's honestly not worth repeating.
No, dude.
What
do
are
it.
those?
Now you have to.
You have to say.
No, it's definitely not. Please
All
move
right,
on.
let's
It
move.
was
No, let's move on. Let's move on.
awful. It was awful.
Okay.
I'll listen.
Well, now I'm rethinking it now that I know he's actually further away than I thought.
He's 60
Like I
foot
thought
away.
he'd.
Well, he's 60 feet away. If he's human and he can run at 30, he's going to be there and he's going to be at them in the next turn because he's dashing.
Yeah.
But if everyone else runs away, then he's not going to
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they run away
and they're
now,
going to
then
plan
they
to
have a chance.
dash away anyway. Okay, so I'm going to do what I was already going to do,
Okay.
and because I watched the rope whip past me, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then I go, oh well, and I turn into a giant wolf spider and clamber down the wall elegantly.
You turn into a giant wolf spider.
I do.
How big is this wolf spider?
Uh-huh. Let me have a look.
Giant.
Human.
Thanks for asking.
It's
But,
giant?
I would think any spider
I
is
think-
giant.
I think we decided it was about the size of a dog.
Yeah, it's like
Like a
Labrador
chihuahua.
style.
Oh,
No, like
a Labrador. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. It's a big
Labrador
thing.
sized spider. That's pretty
It's a
scary.
medium beast, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Because
About
we are
the
medium
big
creatures,
dog?
right? So
Yeah,
it's about
yeah.
our size.
Yeah.
So it's decent size.
Yeah. I'm going to clamber down the wall as a big, spooky, hairy spider. And I'm going to just keep going as far as I can. How far can I go?
So I'm just going to drop your character down onto the... If you scroll down, you'll see your token next to Morley and Ireena. So it's about 12, 15 feet to the ground from where you were.
Okay, so I'd use like just under half of my movement getting down the wall as a spider.
Yeah, and thanks to your roll from before, you're doing it very quietly.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna meet with the others down at the base, and I'm just gonna like make a motion, like just run for the open woods or whatever that we've got going on. Like, I don't know. I can't see.
There's definitely no open woods. You're in Vallaki. It's a little town that you've been in for a wee while. So there's houses, and there's a road off to the right that heads north up towards the tavern, past Blinsky's and a bunch of other houses and small shops.
It would logically be trying to run down the road then, I would say.
This giant spider
enormous
gapping it from his house.
So you can, if you pan to the right, you might see the past Lorros. I don't know how much you can see, but you'd need to get to that road basically. You'd be on your way.
So tense, my gosh. Okay, I did that. That's my move.
So how much movement have you got left to move?
I've got 25 more feet of movement.
So you're running towards Lorros.
I can see that guy advancing on us, so I'm going to stay protectively by Ireena's side just in case she doesn't run.
Okay.
So I'm going to move a bit, but I'm hurt. She's my priority.
Okay. It's Vargas's turn upstairs. And having been completely convinced by Byram, he sort of takes a breath and says, all will be well, Vargas. All will be well. Okay, come with me, lads. Let's go downstairs. And I think I might need to call it a night. I've got a man out looking, scouting around, making sure no one's out there.
Yeah.
I just can't afford to lose any more of my help. And he puts his arm around you and starts sort of like walking towards the stairs. And the big mastiff just turns and starts running, and its jowls are bouncing as it's like super happy. It's coming running after its owner. Are you following along with him?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna ask him. What do you mean? You've been having people disappear, or what's happening?
I wish I knew. I've got no idea where they've gone.
They just up and disappear with no trace?
Exactly that. So I hear the glass smashing upstairs, and you guys doing whatever it is you go. I don't know what's up with your brain, but so I just thought
friendly.
I thought you were here to take more of my help.
But the people that have been disappearing, there's been no smashing of glass, or were there any sort of signs of what's been taking your friends and family?
Well, that's the thing, right? No, it's normally been nothing that we've ever had any sort of clues on, so we've heard that smashing of glass. Let me ask you a question. What do you think broke that? The glass was smashed from the inside.
From the inside?
What does that tell you?
Maybe someone tripped over and threw like a cup out the window or something. Have you asked any of you people that... I mean, Occam's razor, what's the most simple cord?
Occam's razor.
I mean, I wouldn't think it was... First, just figure out if anyone's just fallen over and thrown... They probably don't want to own up to it if you're too...
You're too trustworthy. You're too trustworthy. Someone's been in this house.
Certainly is.
Someone's been in here. And I don't know if the broken glass stopped them or if they've done something and I'll only find out about it sooner or later. I don't know. Something's not right. And he just continues And he just continues sort of making his way down the stairs with you. Lorros, with your torch out, you've sort of seen some shadows of your pals making their way down. And Morley's come down and Ireena's come down. And a massive wolf spider that you know has to more than likely be Merrick. And you've seen that spider before. Comes crawling down the walls. But you can't see far enough to see any shapes. You can't see.
So I'm just going to beckoning to him. Come on, just quietly. Come. Behind me on the road, is there any sort of wagon or anything kind of that I can see, or is it just all too dark over there? I'm just kind of thinking of an escape vehicle at this point.
No, there's not really. This is a very small town. Most people aren't wealthy enough to have any kind of wagons and stuff. Most people would.
So Vargas's wagon isn't parked at the front then. That's annoying.
No, not that you can see. No,
that's fine. Okay. So I'm just going to standing there beckoning to them to get their asses in gear and kind of come along, so we can kind of boot it. I'm just sort of because I'm standing behind a tree here. I'm just going to see if I can make myself a bit more obvious by moving up to come on, character move just a couple of squares northward, so they can kind of see where I am, and hopefully they realize that they should be running towards me pretty quickly, and we can get out of here.
Okay. It's Ireena's turn, and she spends half of her movement just sort of getting up to her on her feet, having been very disorientated by walking down this wall, and she's like right next to this enormous wolf spider, and her heart stops for a moment until she remembers like who she's with and where she's at. Morley. And she looks over to Morley and looks over and sees Lorros waving this torch, and she just feels completely and utterly safe. And she starts running towards Lorros with the remainder of her turn. Morley, it's over to you. Morley, you have noticed that obviously with the light from Lorros's torch and Ireena running towards it, that there are shadows being cast around.
Yeah, and I saw Isaac just on the corner, right? That's the last thing I've seen. He's just approaching the corner.
Like he's
I'm going to take a little bit of a
sprinting.
I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. I'm going to use my one and only second level spell slot. I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force to behind Isaac, just behind Isaac, and it's going to look like Strahd and Ireena, and I get some sound with this, and I'm going to use Strahd's voice coming out of this phantasm, going, "So long, Isaac," and then gone.
And that's where we're going to end it for the night.
Nice.
Smart.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
Nice that we were able to create the cliffhanger this time. And
yeah. Hell
that was
that
brilliant.
was awesome.
The whole thing was so tense. Oh my god.
Far out.
And not one of us raised a fist to anything. Aren't you proud? Please, someone tell me that I did a good job.
I'm really glad you didn't try to butcher the dog. That would have been a lot.
I really was worried.
I was going to, and there was a number of suggestions in the chat that when something bites me, I generally bite it back, and I must admit that was my first instinct when it bit me.
Encouraging him. Stop that.
And the chat were like, "Oh, he bites everything that bites him." I'm like, "Yeah, I have done it 4 times. It is a bit of a thing."
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? No, I've been told by very strict instructions, both in game and out of game, and not to beat the shit out of things. To be very calm.
No.
That's not true.
It was a very
strong
strong suggestion.
Dog.
And to be fair, I didn't really feel comfortable hurting a dog as well. That in my own person, like beating on a dog was just like, no, I really feel bad about that. And I did.
Beating on a dog is way better than beating off a dog, though.
True. Yeah. I actually felt like if I did decide to attack him, I would have to explain that this is not the kind of person that I am. I thought I don't feel comfortable doing this, and that kind of flipped it. You're
playing a role, but I also thought, hey, should I attack this dog?
Yeah,
But then I managed to stop. But I don't know. I was
I
going
mean,
to
you
beat
could
it
have
with a bag of flour or
It
something.
was barking. You could have just silenced it pretty quickly, I guess.
I mean, there's a
guess.
reason why in movies the guy that hurts the dog is immediately the villain that you feel no sympathy for and want him to like get murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a
Dog,
reason why you shouldn't just gaily go around clubbing dogs to death, unless you want your character to be
To be fair, it
evil.
did bite me first, and I mean, all I was trying to do was offer it a bit of food, and it.
Well, you gave it. I like how you gave it like your bad food
Like,
first.
I
just give it my good food. That's so on character.
Let's talk about that, because I specifically asked, like, what are you feeding it? And you're just like, I'm finding this like 3-year-old. It's garbage, and I'm just like, well, there you go. That's the dog
in
doesn't
my
care.
bag for a while. There you go. Lorros would
Yeah.
eat, and it's really good.
If you had said like, oh, straight away the tongue or any kind of meat that, even if
But
it
you
was made up
remembered
of
the
the
tongue
spot,
later, didn't you?
Tongue, and so like I was basically just like, any food ration that's been in Lorros's bag has probably been there for a long time because he hasn't eaten it and hasn't needed to.
My job as a DM is if you make just a cool suggestion, I'll just run with it. If you'd said, oh, I pull out some of the wolf meat from the meal at Lady Vesta's, I would have gone, sweet. Of course Lorros has it. Like, I would have just gone, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. No, that didn't come to my mind. It was just, I've got a food ration. I know I have it in my bag.
Yeah.
But it was good. I thought it was,
good. It was good.
Yeah.
God, it was so tense how many ability checks we were failing. Oh my god.
I did like...
Picking that lock. Picking that lock was a nightmare.
Strenuous.
I love when a character's so-called special ability like fails on, like the number of times that I do strength checks and they fail, and it's like, well, that's what I'm supposed to be good at. Molly,
it's
obviously,
harsh.
picking is supposed to be his thing and struggles with it when he's in front of his supposed girlfriend. So under a bit of pressure, can't pull it off.
I had no idea what the first move was going to be. My very first note that I've written down for tonight was Isaac checks window, locks door behind him, using key on his belt. So I had no idea that you were going to dart in there, and I was like, well, there you go. Now you're locked in there. That's going to be fun.
That was great.
That was a great way of splitting Molly and American up, though.
But of course
Like,
he locks the door, right? Like he's
Yeah.
got someone in there.
Ireena's in there, so he wants to keep her in there.
Makes sense.
Totally.
Good thing we brought a rogue.
Yeah.
Look, the point is he could pick the lock. Like
He
he
could.
had the tools for it. Like if I would not have been able to even attempt to
Yeah.
pick the lock. I would have to have brute forced it, which would have made a noise. So having that rogue was actually
Yeah.
a super
hadn't-
super good thing to have.
And I hadn't even thought of that. For some reason, it didn't even occur to me that you wouldn't be able to pick the lock. It hadn't even occurred to me. I was like, oh,
Stuck
she's
in
going
there
to give it
forever.
she's going to give it a go. And then you're like, what am I going to lock it? I'm just like, shit, wait. That's not something
Not
you
everyone
can
has Steve's tools. I think
Yeah.
I mean,
myself
I-
and Morley do.
do. And
I think
the-
like one of the moves you can do is improvise though. So you could have possibly tried it with like,
Yeah.
I get out my dagger and give it a
Yeah.
go, but it wouldn't have worked as well. Probably would have
Doesn't
been a
Loris have some old
disadvantage,
bones
right?
that he uses?
Yeah,
for
I've got
lockpicks?
really old school bones. They're basically just pieces of bones that I use as Steve's tools.
With
Neat.
MacGyver, you could get like a stick of chewing gum.
Yeah,
and a
like there would have
battery.
been
Yeah.
stuff, but you'd probably have to maybe do it at disadvantage. I would say, right?
If you're fashioning something out,
It would just
something
be a
that's not
higher
meant to be.
DC. I'll just give
Yeah.
you a higher DC. For
Yeah,
a
true.
challenge,
Been
Yeah,
there for
so
6 weeks trying to get that lock open. Oh, man, I'm hungry.
yeah,
I do like that you failed
Living under the
twice.
bed.
And then like Ireena's there just to like help calm you down. It was a tense situation for the characters. So I like it. I like the
that
flow.
was
was
so
awesome.
stressful.
I really enjoyed how tense it got. It was quite fun.
yeah.
And that got the trying to like distract that the burgomaster, and he's just getting more and more pissed off with you.
That was
I honestly
in the way.
thought you get yourself
the
killed.
way
They like
it's
he was
done.
gonna flip out and smash you or something. It's like, oh god. I mean, thankfully Ismark was there, but just the two burgomasters fighting over a wizard who's pissing one of them off.
I can't say enough as well, Shannon, how important it was for Vargas not to think you were in leagues with Strahd. If that conversation, if you'd failed that, that was going to be it was going to be very bad for
I had to do
everyone.
2 persuasion checks that were pretty
He was
tough.
He was very
I think
angry.
we can all
Yeah.
see that going downhill very fast. If you failed one of those, I can imagine him losing the plot.
I'm so glad that he now thinks that we're just under the pretense that we said we were. Like that we're visiting to learn some festivity tips so we can do them in Barovia.
Yeah.
Although he's now seen Strahd. Well, someone has seen Strahd in the backyard at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah,
And there's no such thing as a coincidence.
Isaac is going to go up and say, "Hey, I saw Strahd taking Ireena away. If we manage to get away," and then he's going to be like,
Occam's razor.
Wait, one thing though, so I'm guessing we have to open the next session and he has to do some kind of save to see, or does it just automatically do it?
The target can use its action to examine the. Oh, hang on.
Oh, I see. It's in the chat.
So he basically uses an action.
An illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature that you can see within range. The
you have to
target
do
must make an intelligence saving throw. Oh,
Should I make that now just so I know whether or not he's passed?
Yeah, you should make it now and then,
And tell us.
put the number in the
No, that's not a
Look, put that
counter.
right down in the notebook, and
So
that's
what
what opens it.
What's your spell save DC?
I
like
think
They have to
intelligence-
use its action though. It might not get its chance to use an action because it appeared and disappeared.
No, he's still
He's got to make an intelligence check to see if it sticks
it
in
can't
his
just
mind
be like
or not.
blip, blip, and just disappear unless you want him to have not.
was that?
Unless you want him to have not seen it at all.
16, I think, is the number to beat.
16.
16 is pretty good.
It's pretty high,
Good.
How come your spell save is better than mine?
and it's an
I
intelligence.
think I use intelligence as my.
I use
Yeah,
wisdom.
I'm going to roll it.
Roll it and put it in the notebook.
I'm gonna look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
So what did he
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
roll?
yeah. What's his poker
16 or
face?
better.
He had to roll 39, Reagan.
yeah.
The roll has been made. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Quick, Joe, go down and grab the die.
It is still sitting with the right number. I'm just going to change that now, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah. Don't forget, you do also just have a torch that's casting a bunch of shadows currently lit.
Let's just say I hope that the guy with the huge arm is not very smart.
Possibly.
I reckon he is. I reckon he's
I
a
feel
dumb
like
motherfucker.
he's probably put all his
Isaac
stats
heard
into
that.
strength.
Oh, well, my plan was to use that as a bit of an insurance. So, at the same time I'm casting that spell, I'm going to use obviously all my movement to get away to the road. So I'm definitely running away from Isaac as well, under the cover of darkness. But I wanted to kind of try and stop him in his tracks from chasing us. That was my thinking.
Yeah.
If
So
you,
we'll probably all be dashing 60 and whatever double our speed is, and you'll be able to go half as far as us. So we'll
No, I
gain on
think-
you, but
As a rogue, I can use my bonus action to dash,
yeah.
so I can go 60 as well.
that's pretty good.
Gotta go fast.
Just going to leave Mirakin there again. Oh,
Well, if
But she's a
Mirakin
wolf
get-
spider.
True,
Mirakin
that
can
is
get to
true.
me, she can climb up on my shoulder, and I can dash like 80. So
Oh, yeah, that
true.
would be fun.
no
But
majors.
then are they running towards you?
I hope so.
Yeah,
If they
we
run
are.
towards me and then I wait, and I'm going to wait till when they get, and then we can, it match.
Wouldn't they just run towards the shadows?
We're running towards the way
light
out of
source.
the yard, right? Which is
Yeah,
towards
yeah.
the road where Laura
I'm running
is.
towards the road, irrespective if Loris had been there or
because
not.
these
Yeah,
they've all got
exactly.
dark vision anyway, so they know where they're running.
Yeah. So basically,
So
we're leaving
team.
you.
If you
You
guys
and
get
this
away
one.
with this, if you guys get away from the Burgomaster's mansion without being seen from here on in, right? That means Isaac has never seen any of you. He doesn't
Yeah.
know you guys at all. And the Burgomaster only knows Lorros, the Baron, and Ismark, of which he is now buddies with, basically.
And that
Little bit.
Ireena has mysteriously gone, which I
See,
assume
that-
is
that-
Isaac will
This
find
is
out.
something that you guys don't know, is who knows that Ireena was even in the house.
But not only that, but we've just found out that people just disappear anyway.
It's going to think
That
it's
is true.
Strahd.
So they've had some people
He certainly
disappearing.
fucking will. If he's getting reported to that Strahd was in the backyard with Ireena.
Yeah. They think
I
it's
feel
Strahd.
like also, even if I'm spotted, I'm a spider. So I could potentially stay behind and do a distraction as a spider.
Just be a spider.
Just
we
be a
should all be
spider.
spiders then. We
Just
could,
live your life out
get away
as a
with murder.
Honestly, it is tempting. That is my end game.
They're going to be calling the rent a kill or whatever the fuck. If they see a spider that big.
Yeah.
Try it. Just try it.
That was tense. That was so good. I for me, I think the most tense part was what was going to happen between Vargas and Brintel. That was my concern.
No one ever
Brian.
calls him that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on a first name basis, right?
Yeah.
Brian.
Cool. All right, let's wrap it up there. Thank you to everybody for coming and joining us. Thank you, Tim Provise, again for that raid, and Random Origins for gifting out 5 subs. That's fantastic. Big thank you to Simp FGC, SSJ Nomad, Just A, which I swear Just A. I swear either Just A's followed us and then like unfollowed and then followed again. But just stay followed, because this is like the second time you've followed us. Just keep it on. Apocalypse Fire and Vaden13. Thank you so much for giving us a follow this session. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we all have, because we loved it. Check out our previous sessions either on YouTube or in podcast format or here on Twitch. Go to buy a t-shirt that stars the cast. They're fantastic. They're cool shirts.
But don't worry, it's not our real faces. You
What?
wouldn't want that on a t-shirt.
Like just like a snapshot of the video
Oh,
chat
yeah,
put on
photos.
a shirt.
It was kind of a fun ironic shirt.
Yeah.
The initiative thing on a shirt.
Oh yeah? I like that initiative thing. Hey, that's cool.
What's the initiative thing?
This one here.
Yeah.
I don't want my face.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like
no.
it.
Imagine
No.
if you saw someone wearing that.
That'd be really
Goodbye.
weird.
I think
It would be really weird seeing that, walking past them or wearing that shirt.
you would have to be a weirdo to wear it.
Way to sell it.
Anyway, it's
Are
now
we doing
available. It's now
Oh,
available.
What's that on your shirt? What are those weirdos?
You can get 5% off using the code weirdo at checkout.
Yeah. Oh, it's just 5 people cosplaying as D&D.
Yeah, and then you spend like 20 minutes explaining that we cosplay D&D online and we stream it, and we don't really do it for anything else but shits and giggles.
To be fair, the person who wears that shirt 100% would tell everybody about it as well. So
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
fine. That's totally fine. So maybe we should sell it. No, I'm saying
Yeah,
we're
we
selling
should.
it.
Okay, yeah, I'll buy one. You
I'll buy one. I'll wear it to work. Someone will ask.
Inaria,
yeah, why are
thank
you wearing a shirt with yourself on it, Dave?
Well, let me tell you about a little D&D
Fine.
session. Inaria, thank you for giving us a follow just as we log off for the night. Also, pop into the Discord. There's a link that is right there. Come say hi. We talk about D&D and pretty much everything else. So come say hi. So good night. We'll see you guys all the same time next time. And for all of our subscribers, good night. Love you. See you later. Oh, wait, we've got the card.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And good night for American.
Yay.
See you, everyone.
That
You
needs
really
to be on
make-
a shirt.